Hey, you guys, I see some people in the building. Give me a few seconds. I'm actually, as we speak, I'm running through my mind how I want to go about this, you guys. As we speak, I'm trying to figure that out. Because as you all know, we've all heard, unless you've been living under a rock, the situation with Brother Polight. This is my first time actually speaking on him personally, because I do not know him personally, but I've heard of him probably 5+ years back. First saw the brother on a different platform. And I had my own opinions, as we all do, which I kept to myself. However, I did do a video since back to 2018, addressing the conscious community, the state of the so-called conscious community. And I'm going to share that video with y'all. A lot of you guys are new, so you don't know about my old content. I do encourage you guys to go through and look through some of the old videos. It's worth it. Some of my favorite videos I did, quote unquote, behind the black screen. And I have often told y'all I feel more comfortable behind the black screen because I'm able to focus on the point I'm trying to get across. So I'm going to share that video with y'all, and I'm basically going to give you guys my opinion on this whole entire situation. But we have to do things the right way. So y'all know I like to go about things the right way, and the right way is to cite sources and give the facts. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the facts, and then I'm going to give my opinion on those facts. Nobody else's opinion, just Mahogany Roots alone, her opinion on said facts, okay? Not what I think or anything like that about the situation, just facts and my opinions on those facts. I have to be very clear, y'all, okay? So I guess we're going to get this show started, honey. I know a lot of people are live right now, so shout out to you guys who are watching. I expect more people to catch this on the replay. That's cool. That's all good. First thing I'm going to do is start out with the news report that came out a few days ago now. Not quite a week ago, but a few days ago. So I'm going to share that with y'all. And this is for people who don't know, okay? But most of us, we do know. Okay. All right. Let's see. Where is it at? Where is it at? Here we go. Welcome, you guys. Give me a second. I'm sharing my screen. Hold on. Okay.
For his online posts, but now the social media influencer, motivational speaker, is making headlines for the wrong reason. NBC6 reporter Kim Nguyen is live in Miami Beach tonight with more on the arrest of the man known as Brother Polight. Kim.
Yeah, well, Jawan, the suspect surrendered here at the Miami Beach Police Department earlier this week. Police charged him with sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl. We did speak with his lawyer earlier tonight, who says that these charges are false. This is the mugshot of 37-year-old Michael Nowak Jr., also known as Brother Polight, to his more than 300,000 Instagram followers. Miami Beach police arrested Nowak this week for alleged sexual battery of a 14-year-old girl in a hotel room in February. Police say the alleged victim was the daughter of a woman he was romantically linked to. Defense attorney David Terrace says his client is innocent.
Once the evidence is produced, that he is going to be exonerated. So yeah, not guilty, nothing else.
According to the police report, Nowak, a motivational speaker and author who lives in LA, asked the woman if he could take her daughter to an after party at a club in Miami. The report states Nowak took the teen to his hotel after seeing that the club was closed. Police say the suspect gave the teen alcohol and started dancing and touching the teen inappropriately, groping her breast, inner thighs, and buttocks. It goes on to say Nowak tried to force the teen to perform oral sex on him. The teen allegedly passed out and woke up to Nowak trying to make her throw up.
These are serious allegations, but in any situation, there is always motive. There is always a lot behind the scenes that the public is not going to be able to see.
The report states that the girl's mother found her intoxicated and possibly on drugs, with severe swelling on her mouth and lips. It later states Nowak told the mother not to call police because it would ruin his career. Nowak was served with a DNA warrant in June and surrendered to police on Monday. Terrace says the police report is only an allegation. And Nowak claims to have written more than 90 books. In an interview, he also claims to have several wives. For now, we're reporting live in Miami Beach. Kim Wynn, NBC6 News.
All right, you guys, hold on. So I'm going to get all the way into this. I'm going to show you something else. I'm actually going to share with you what was reported. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to share with you what was reported, and then we're going to break this on down. I'm going to break it down. Mahogany is going to break it down since I'm giving my opinion on this. As you guys know, if you've been following us, everybody's had their own opinion, but like I said, I'm just dealing with the facts of what was reported. Okay, so give me a second. I'm going to pull it up so we can read it together. Hold on. All right, so this source looks okay. I don't know. The source is called thesource.com. So let me come back to you guys and share it. So give me a second, y'all. I'm taking my time with this one, y'all. Y'all know normally I'm like, okay, this is short and sweet, but no, I'm going to take my time with this because I want this to be done right. And I want, more importantly, I want people to get the clearer message that needs to be sent to our people in particular. So here it is here. I'm not going to share the audio. So I'm going to read, in case you guys can't see it, I'm going to just go off and read it, okay? So it says, according to a confirmed report from NBC Miami, that the inspirational speaker and media influencer, Brother Polight, has surrendered to police. This, let you guys know this happened months ago, but we're just now hearing about it. Following an allegation that he had sexually assaulted his girlfriend's 14-year-old daughter, okay? Then it goes on to say, Polight, whose real name is Michael, we all know his real name at this point, Michael North Jr., allegedly given permission by his girlfriend. So this is what was in the police report, what they're stating happened, that his girlfriend gave him permission to take her daughter, the 14-year-old, to an after party at a Miami nightclub. Now, y'all, 14 years old, you're going to give permission, if this is true, for some man to take your daughter to an after party nightclub in Miami. Okay, but when they realized the nightclub was closed, Nork reportedly took the teenager to his hotel. Okay, Nork's girlfriend reportedly found her daughter intoxicated with severe swelling around her mouth. Nork somehow convinced his girlfriend not to call the police, but was served with a DNA warrant. Okay, and in another report, it talked about how his semen was found and all this and that. And then they're recording what the lawyer says. I don't give a damn what the lawyer says. Now, let me deal with you guys. Let me deal with you guys here. So I'm not sure what I find more disturbing on these YouTube streets, this situation or people's reaction to this situation. So if these allegations are true, I want to be very clear that this child is the person that we should be concerned with, no one else, no adult at all, just the child, because that's the victim. And somehow, especially in our culture, we're doing this thing where the victim is treated like the culprit. We got to reel that in. We got to check ourselves. So let's review what we know. What is fact? The fact is we know the age of the child. She's 14. And allegedly the mother gave permission. That's what we know. Allegedly the mother gave permission for this man to take her 14-year-old baby out to a nightclub. It had to be after 2 a.m., which in Miami, I lived in Miami. Clubs don't even close they don't even close at 2 a.m. But whatever club they were at, we're assuming it was at least 2 a.m. and they were closed. And so he decided to take her to a hotel room. What was also reported was that his semen was found all over the girl's clothing. Okay, so that's, until something else comes out that shows otherwise, that's what the people know. Now, with me just knowing that, I don't give a damn about nothing else. I don't care about, quote unquote, the girl being fast. What? Are we really, like, what? And I don't care about, listen, some of us really, if we can't, as rational adults, see the wrong in this and see it clearly, there's a problem. And I've been saying it for a long time, since 2018, with this video I'm about to show you guys, that there's a problem with some of these people online. Because there's nothing confusing about this situation. There's no conflict. It doesn't matter how many followers he has. It doesn't matter what he does on social media, how much money he has. None of that matters. And I don't give a damn about the mother either. Because guess what? Nobody can come up in my house at 2 a.m. and take my child anywhere. Anywhere. And like I said, if these things come out to be true, there's no sympathy card, y'all. There's no sympathy card that will be had for her. And there shouldn't be. Because if she gave permission for a man, any man, even if it was her own biological father at 2 a.m. in the morning to go to some nightclub in Miami, they both should be punished for that. That's just flat out what it is. You guys, I'm not looking at your comments oftentimes, but welcome. Thank you for coming in, family. Oftentimes when I look at you guys' comments, I get sidetracked. So at this moment in time, I'm not looking at you guys' comments. I don't even know who's in the building, but whoever is here, I appreciate you. So that's really my stance on it, short and sweet. But I want to deal with what I'm seeing here online. I feel like people are trying to take this situation and turn it into a battle against, some kind of online battle. There's nothing to battle about in this situation. A child was raped. If this is true, allegedly, a child was raped. There's no battle about whose fault it is. It's the perpetrator's fault, obviously. But it's also the fault of that mother for not protecting that child. What mother lets her child go out the house at 2 a.m. in the morning to a nightclub in Miami? In any place, but Miami? And so now we're supposed to give praise because she took the child, the wounded child, the child who was bruised and busted up and drugged and could have very well died. Now we're supposed to give her praise because she did a humanly thing anybody would have done. Anybody with a heart would have took that child to the hospital, seeing her like that. Now we're supposed to give praise. Like I said, if she comes out to have had if any of that stuff is true about her giving the permission, she should go down too. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, kids, we are their protectors, both parents, mother and father. When a child is born, they can't do anything for themselves. And when they grow up, they're still in need of guidance. And that's what we're supposed to be here for. We're here to protect them. And if we don't do that, that's called neglect. And guess what happens when you neglect another human being? You go to jail for it. As simple as that. So now I'm going to get off of that, and I'm going to talk about what I see on these YouTube streets when it comes to this situation and just many situations. So in polite fashion, Polight took to Instagram. He did not discuss the situation. And in some ways, okay, I gotcha. It's still under investigation. This whole thing is still very hot. He's wise not to discuss the situation. But yet you got time. My thing is, if you got time to get on Instagram, he can't. But the thing of it is, he's flaunting. He's, oh, life's good, life's good, life's good. Nah, nigga. Nah. It ain't that. It really ain't that. But see, this is what these people do. Fraudulent people who have something to hide. They come online and they make themselves look a certain way to I guess weak-minded people who can't see through the bullshit. Because I don't give a damn who you are. Only a foolish person that has a case like that pending, where their freedom and the livelihood of their family members is at risk, only a foolish person would be like, okay, I'm not worried about it. Life is good. Life is good. No, it's not. But you up here fronting for these, I guess, quote unquote fans that you have online that just follow the masses. Now we have no choice. We have to sit back and wait and see what this is the thing. And let me tell y'all something. This is why I do not care about doing this story. Oftentimes, y'all know I've said it. I don't talk about other content creators, but in this case, I'm going to talk about it because this is bigger than him. This is way bigger than him, honey. This is something that we should have been talking about way before this even came out. And that's the dysfunction in the community. The dysfunction in our society, the problems that we have. We're living our lives through social media. We're listening to people, following people on social media that have not presented a lick of substance, giving them our hard-earned money, putting them up on some kind of pedestal. Who gives a damn about his following? Who gives a damn about how many books? I mean, just the fact that was even reported in the news report is kind of shocking to me. Let's deal with these allegations, honey. Let's get down to the meat and potatoes. Let's get down to the truth. I don't give a damn about your following. So that says a lot about our society and what we value as the people. Because at the end of the day, we run this thing as the people. They're going to report what they think we want to see. Now, he got up there in his fashion on Instagram. I believe there's several videos out. And I will, after this live, I will link it to the bottom so you can check. If you guys haven't, you guys will be able to check out each post that he's made since this incident broke loose online. I will post it so you can check it out for yourself. But he went on Instagram and, they hating on me. They hating on me because I'm polite. I'm this and that. Excuse me? Nobody was even talking about you till this came out. But once again, there's a deflection. Let's deflect because we don't really want to deal with the real issue here is. The real issue. The degenerate behavior that you've been accused of. And these women that are riding with you. We don't want to deal with that. So we'll talk about this and how life is good. And we walking down the street with excuse my French, these, let me take a breath. Because I'm not on here to bash. because that's his number one go-to, right? He's the victim. We're all attacking him because we hate him, and he's just got haters out here, even though nobody was fucking talking about his ass. So this shit hit the news, and we have every right to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it, and we're going to continue to talk about it until the truth comes out. You're not going to be able to shame me into feeling bad about talking about something that needs to be talked about. Abuse needs to be talked about. Clout chasing and just our lack of values as a people needs to be talked about. Silly women that follow silly men needs to be talked about. Under the guise of, oh, I'm a polygamist, that means I can be a hoe. That needs to be talked about, because that's an absolute lie. You bring shame to people that actually go about things the right way. They're actually trying to build and do it the right way. That's what you do. And yes, believe it or not, there is a proper way. If you believe in the Bible, there's a proper way and an inappropriate way. Dealing with children under age is inappropriate. Taking wives without a wife, knowing about a wife, that's inappropriate. That's just called cheating. That's what that is, boo. Gloss it up if you want to. It's called cheating. It's called being a lying ass nigga. That's what it is. So, and y'all, let me bring it down because I am getting a little hyped up here. Just all the foolishness that's been going on. I did a video, like I said, back in 2018, and I talked about the ups and downs of the conscious community. I talked about the idea of a highly functioning conscious community. Really is a beautiful idea. Because us as a community, our people, we've never had unity. It would be nice for us to get along and have unity and build wealth with one another, with love and respect. That would be a beautiful thing. Helping one another out, having our own schools, our own training. That way we can hire each other, right? Make that money go around. That would be a nice thought. You guys, welcome if you just came in here. I'm sorry I'm not looking at the chat, but I will acknowledge you before the live is over. That would be a beautiful thought. But unfortunately, like I said, and I'm going to show it to you, back in 2018, what you have is you have really good-hearted people with really good intentions mixed in with piranhas, with people who prey on the community. They prey on the weak-minded. They prey on the poor, who are oftentimes uneducated because of the situation, because of them being poor and the lack of proper education that is available in their area. So they prey on this fact. But at the same time, we as an intellectual people cannot continue to make excuses for just not using our brains. And right now I'm going to talk to the women about just not using our brains. That if that situation is true, that woman didn't use her brain at all. And she should be liable, along with his ass, for neglect. You have a group of brothers, and I talked about this. Whatever you want to call them, the hoteppers, whatever you want to call them, but they'll say anything sweet off their tongue to get with a woman and to get her to go along with the program of having multiple wives. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what she wants to do. But oftentimes they don't even want to do it, but they become weak-minded because a person said some sweet words, and they allow themselves to be taken advantage of. Because listen to me. If all you want a man to do is to just say he's committed to you, but not show he's committed to you, and all he has to do is give you some sweet words and call you a queen and say that you are God and say that you're the most beautiful chocolate thing because of your melanin, and that's going to allow you to check your brains at the goddamn door and trust your children, with them, then you are a part of the problem, and we're not gonna let you just skate on by. No, You can't. You can't skate on by with this. It's your job as a parent, man and woman. But you would think that there would be something innate about us because we're supposed to be the nurturers. You would think that there would be something, sorry, y'all, I'm sinking into the sofa, but you would think there would be something innate about a woman to where her natural instincts to protect her child would come out over everything because that child has no defense. So you have no defense. In my book, you have no defense. I want to deal with this. You guys know I don't do long lives, but I want to deal with another topic when it comes to the conscious community, and that is just basically us yielding to the fact that, you know, this person is perceived to be, because they have a large following and all this and that, they're perceived this and perceived that. I suggest you take it back to the old school. The way I was raised, you got to do more than just talk. And you got to do more than show me stuff, show me posts. Anybody could post anything. I got to see you. I got to see your past interactions with others. Basically, you got to show and prove with me. And we need to do more of that in our communities. We really do. And we need to do more of holding people accountable. Both sexes, goddammit. Adults, holding them accountable. Our kids need that from us. I spoke about, you know what, I'm just going to share the video with y'all. I'll share you. This is an old video from 2018. I'm not going to play too much of it. But the reason I'm doing this, because oftentimes I get told, well, Mahogany, you don't talk about this and you don't talk about that. It's a lie. I've been talking about it for over 2 years. For 2 years, I've been talking about all kinds of issues. And it's never been geared towards one sex or the other. Because to be honest, I don't really care about that. I think as adults, we should be able to conduct ourselves as responsible adults regardless of sex. Nobody gets a pass on that. Especially when it comes to the safety of our children. Nobody gets a fucking pass. And be wary, y'all. Be wary of anybody that suggests otherwise. Because they don't, anybody that would suggest that an irresponsible person gets a pass because, you know, they have a following or whatever the case is, or that, you know, they you know, they're just a woman, you know, as if that means that they don't have a brain and can't use it. That something about that does not sit well with me. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, you really don't mean our people well. Because if you mean the people well, you want for them to learn from their mistakes. How much you want to bet she made a mistake? She knows now she made a mistake. Her child's going to have to pay for it for the rest of her life. That motherfucker knows now he made a mistake, right? He's sweating bullets. He's over there on Instagram flashing and flaunting like he ain't got no words. Yeah, nigga, you worried. You real worried. And the way it looks like you should be. So I'm going to share this with you guys, and then I'll get to the chat, and I will acknowledge you, read you guys' questions, okay? Give me 1 second. All right. So like I said, I made this video back in 2018 for all you newbies. And I said this in that video. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Try and blow it up for you guys. Wait a minute. Fuck is it? Hold on, you guys. Trying to blow it up. I got so many screens up, y'all. It's hard to find it, the one I'm looking for. The conscious community. Y'all go through the videos, booze. For another, can't think, Elijah Muhammad. And, all that's nice in theory with the conscious community, actually just the Black community, period, is that Black folks are waiting for leaders. They're waiting. They're waiting for the leader, I should say. They're waiting for another Martin Luther King. They're waiting for another Malcolm X. They're waiting for another, I think, Elijah Muhammad. And, all that's nice in theory to help us up out of the condition that we're in. But at the end of the day, you're speaking to someone who has been involved with the community for many years. My whole family is. My son's father is very involved. He is an elder in the community. He's done rallies, organized all kinds of boycotts down here. He's traveled with my son. He does a lot down here. So he's well respected. And this is the thing. There's nothing special about him or us that's different than any other person. You don't need to wait for someone to lead you. You just start with you. You be that leader that you're looking for. You be that person. I love to give examples because I'm the type of person I learn by example. So, I was at a meeting. My son and I was at a meeting for children with autism, right? Because my son is autistic. And I asked the lady, how did they get started? Well, guess what? She had a child that was autistic. She knew another parent that had a child that was autistic. They got together. They started meeting. And before you know it, other people wanted to join. They had autistic children. Next thing you know, they've got a group of 8 that are meeting every week, discussing issues and concerns, having fun with the children, taking them out skating, taking them to the bowling alley, doing things with these kids. Because they're learning social skills at the same time. The parents are getting that support that they need. Oh my goodness. She became a leader. These parents that participate are leaders. They're a part of something. They made themselves a part of something. Instead of waiting for this special person to make it happen, they decided that they were special enough and that they were going to make it happen for themselves and for their community and for their children. This is what needs to happen. So that's the first problem, is that everybody's looking for a leader. And with that comes another problem. When you're searching for something that's greater than yourself, or what you believe is greater than yourself, you make yourself look weak. You make yourself look like easy prey. You make yourself look desperate. Oh, I'm desperate. Help me. Help me. Won't you help me? You become so desperate that you're willing to pay for the help. And then these people come out of the woodworks. These people, they offer their services at astoundingly high prices, preying on the poor. and the ignorant. I mean, let's just call it what it is. They know that a lot of these people are uneducated or undereducated. They know they're taking advantage of the poor and the uneducated. And shame on them. Shame. These people are like piranhas waiting in the waters for their prey, for their poor, uneducated prey. Example number 2. Well, there's plenty of examples, first of all, online. I don't even need to say names when I say the conscious community and piranhas and people getting taken advantage of and people getting their money taken from them. I think that's all that needs to be said if you know anything about the conscious community. So, but like I said, they see these people coming a mile away. And it really is sad because these are people's children, mothers, wives, husbands, grandparents. It's just a horrible thing that you could do, that you could steal from people like that. Because that's what you're doing when you take advantage of people that don't know any better. There are people out there that don't have a 5th grade education. So there's a young lady out there right now who's never been told she was pretty. She's never been told that. So when a man comes up to her and says, "Hey, yo, baby, you're God." You don't know that? You're God. Black woman is God. She's, oh my God, nobody's ever told me that. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like she wants to hear that because she's never heard anything like that before. And unfortunately, she just might be that ignorant that she's easily taken by the foolishness. I mean, after all, who wouldn't want to be referred to as a God? The last that I checked, God was omniscient, all-knowing, at all times. And the last I checked, there is no human being that has ever been all-knowing at all times. So, this is obviously a bunch of bullshit. And they define it by saying, well, God is anything that can create life. Well, hell, roaches can create life. I mean, I'm not trying to demean it. I'm not, but let's be real here. Let's be real. We're playing around with people's emotions because that's an emotional trick. Make a person feel, grander than what they are to get whatever you're trying to get out of them. Money, sympathy, fellowship, whatever it is that you're trying to get. That's what it's about. You take this person as a fool. You have people running around in the conscious community giving relationship advice that have never had a long-term relationship and still don't to the current moment that they're trying to give people relationship advice. You have people in the conscious community selling these vitamin elixirs that are supposed to heal diseases. And I'm trying to say this as gently as I can. This is very dangerous. Very dangerous. Because you have people with allergies out here to certain types of foods. You have people who are at risk for going into anaphylactic shock, buying something that they have no business buying because they think it's going to help heal their arthritis or whatever it is that they're trying, their ailment that they're trying to get rid of. This is very, very dangerous. And I don't know if some of these people haven't thought about this or if they just don't care. I don't know, but it's still dangerous nonetheless. You have people in the conscious community telling people they're going to clean up people's credit, which has got to be the oldest scam in the book. You don't need to pay anybody to clean up your credit, boo. paying your bills on time is a way to clean it up. And I'm not trying to be facetious. I'm not. But financial advice is free. What are you paying somebody for that for? You can go to any bank. You can go to Google. You can go to what's the place? Damn, creditkarma.com. Why are you charging people an arm and a leg talking about you gonna clear up their credit? Stop it. Stop it. Now I already know that this video is going to get lots of hate. I already know. But I don't care. Because I'm not out here trying to gain friends on these YouTube streets. I'm out here just being real and putting the truth out here. And to warn people. You know, like I've always said, if there's any way I can help people, that's what I'm going to do before I leave this earth. And quite frankly, I don't give a damn about the backlash. I'm just here to do what I feel is right. And I'm going to do that. Not one troll is going to stop me. You have people running around.
Oh, hold on. I thought I stopped it, y'all. Hold on.
With communicable diseases.
Where's the video?
Clinically diagnosed.
Hold on, you guys. All right, you guys. So that was a video that I just played for you guys that just came in from 2018. And I did that because a lot of times people who are new, they have accused me of not talking about certain things. And I know that I have. I've actually talked about a lot of things so much that it became redundant and I got tired of talking about it. Like I've talked about not just the conscious community, but I've talked a lot about religious frauds. And just people to look out for that tend to prey on weak-minded people. I've talked about that. I've talked about abuse. I've talked about a lot of things, but with you guys, you have to go through the videos. Y'all see I'm sinking in my couch. But if you get time, please go back and go through the videos. Now, I want to say what's up to all you guys. Thank you guys for coming. I guess I'll go from bottom to top. I wasn't looking at the chat room before, but now I'm looking, and I see you guys up in here. So I see Jason Johnson. Thank you for coming. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't really going to make this a long live. I believe probably Third Ward in the crew, honey. For the record, is probably going to be going live soon. Hey, Fasting, it's good to see you. Wrong in real time, a certain online Reddit. But if you guys want me to, I will drop the link. Hey, I can never say your name. Karuma Tior. Hey, Coach Malik. YouTube University is free. Yes, it is. Hey, 1Gs. I always say, hey, Joe. Hey, Blue Devil. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. I think I saw my girl. Yes, Toya is in the building. I saw this beach. Is Better is in the building. Warren is in the building. V-Dub is in the building, honey. Who else? MF Doom. That's a super villain. Oh, okay. I like that. Educated Aries. What's up, Educated Aries? Josias. Y'all, I love me some Josias. He's so awesome. He's so supportive. All of you guys are, but he's like, he drops you guys' link faster than I can get to him. He's like a super mod, okay? Percy. Hey, Percy. I will drop the link if you guys want to chime in. I'm going to be honest, and I know some of y'all hate this about me, but sometimes when I get up here, I'm just giving you guys my opinion, Mahogany Roots opinion. That's all it is. So it's really not a debate. It's the way I look at it as far as the involvement of people, but I don't mind hearing, and sometimes I'm actually curious about what you guys have to say, so I will drop it, and then we'll get up out of here. Let you guys say, and please, to the contrary, or if you agree, all are welcome. And then we're going to get up out of here, okay, you guys? I hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, if you guys just got here, watch it from the beginning, then you'll understand everything. All right, so let's see. Thank you guys for sharing. I can't really see that right now.
But I know someone shared the video, so thank you. GMT in the building? Hey, GMT. Anybody can hit the link and give me your opinions. If you're to agreement or to the contrary, just let us sister know. You guys, I'm so comfortable. Like, I feel like I'm sinking into the freaking couch. Okay, here we got Sister Koja. Let's see what Koja has to say. Oh. Hi, how you doing?
All right, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to see you.
Yes, I've been so triggered by this here, and I want to say something because the fact is we do know that DNA evidence was found. What has been conveyed through the news on multiple reports, number one, in the thing that you said, it say allegedly the mother gave permission. We don't know that to be true. On another news report, it said Polight said the mother gave permission. Now, we don't know that to be a fact.
I said that in the beginning.
But what we do know,
just come in. I said that.
No, I'm saying, no, I heard you, but I'm saying I don't want to jump on her and convict her for giving permission to take her daughter at 2 a.m. when we don't know if that's what she did, because I've heard multiple news reports from valid news sources too that said he said she did that. We don't know that to be true. And there was other people that said the mother was upstairs getting dressed and he was supposed to be in the lobby talking to the girl because they had a little conflict, and he took the child from the lobby. Now, it's not abnormal for a 14-year-old. I can leave my 14-year-old with somebody in a lobby in a public place, not in a room or whatever. And that's what happened. We don't know. But I do know in the state of Florida, once there's a report of abuse, DCF goes in immediately. Depending on the degree, it may be 24 to 48 hours, or if it's imminent. I think the hospital may have called this in, so they may have been there within hours because they're mandated by law. But the first thing they do is make a determination if the child is in imminent danger. If it was a situation in which the victimizer lived in the home or the mother failed to protect the child, they would have taken that child immediately. It has not been reported that the child has been taken out of the home or anything like that. If they thought the mother was complicit or either trying to protect him, they would not have let that child in her care. Right now, we know who is prevented from speaking. But the problem I have more so is the wordplay people do when they call this child a woman, because I've seen a lot of people doing that sleight of hand. I've heard them say how she was dressed on her Instagram, and that's the same thing what they do to rape victims when they say that. And I say they literally doing what they say don't do it to adult rape victims. It say you dress this way, and so this is what you got as justifications to take focus off of actually what happened. If that mother did that, I am livid. But I'm saying we do know 100% about the DNA. Until the other stuff comes out, we don't know. And so I'm not going to condemn her. But if it's found out that she did, I'm going to go in, because I don't believe you do leave your children down there. But I do know, from my understanding, they were supposed to be with a group and they were getting ready to go out as a group together. And I'm at 15 and 16, if my children or whatever, we in the lobby, I may let my 2 or 3 sons be together or whatever with a group of people or with a group of adults in a public place. And that's much different. So I just wanted to say, keep an open mind. And I didn't want, not you in particular, but just people in general, and not convict her on the allegation of what somebody who has a vested interest and making the mother either look complicit or incompetent. Because at this point, the mother has no advantage to do that because she's not on trial. But who does have a motive to make the mother look bad as well as the daughter is the person who's accused of the crime. So a lot of this information will not be up for public discourse because the state of Florida prohibits anything about this trial to be out to the public it will be confidential. Only certain people will even have access to the court files. Like if we go for a murder trial, I can get records to that all day in court documents. These court documents will be locked in key. Only the mother, the investigator, or a couple of people will have access to them. And by law, they are not even allowed to put them out to the public. If they do, it is a crime. They can't even share it. Like you see other court documents shared, they are prevented. So I don't want people to mistake the silence for that. And if anybody comes forward saying they have court documents or whatever that gives more fact, to question it, because it is not legal. And only a few people will have access to those. You literally have to give your ID and go into a special department in the courthouse to even access those records. So a lot of stuff won't be said because it involves a child. And the fact that they're on here looking at the rape victim who's a child, and the points that they go through when children are in abuse complaints and stuff like this, they redact their names in court documents. So it is not conveyed. And the fact that they just undid a lot of this stuff and viewing that girl like that is awful. And I just want to say, keep an open mind.
Well, I don't want you to hop down just in case you have anything to say about what I'm going to say. So, and I'm glad that you saw it from the beginning, because I did use the word allegedly a lot. But at the same time, I'm going to be honest. I agree with you. We pretty much said the same thing, just in a different way. That if she's not involved, then fine, let her go, let her be about her business. But I honestly believe if she's in any way knowledgeable of anything that, and she could have prevented that child from leaving that house at that time, and that was true. I just want to make it clear that I feel
they were at her house. They were at a hotel in a lobby. They weren't at her house.
Right, but
and she was upstairs. She literally.
Okay, I want to.
They say she was literally calling him saying, "Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter?" Because he took her when they were supposed to be downstairs waiting for her to come down, and took her away from there. That's what was alleged. We don't know the facts, but that's what was alleged.
So when we find that out, then, like I said, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about what the adults think. I don't care about what Polight think. I don't think about what this broad thinks. My child. I'm not going to jump on her case right now, but like I said, if we find out that she is in any way knowledgeable about what happened, then she should go under with him. But I'm not going to.
They were dating for a year, and he had never been alone with her. They said they were dating for a year, and that was the first time that he actually was communicating with her. I don't know if that to be true or not, but for somebody to be dating somebody for a year and he had not been that shows a degree of responsibility. I don't know if this is the truth. But if I can go to the extreme of saying she let him go, we also have to go to the extreme of considering that.
I don't think, I'm going to be honest with you, Coach, and this is nothing personal. We are all entitled to our opinions, but I don't think she was that responsible. Because, first of all, she's 14. Why is she not in the fucking bed? Why is she not in the bed where a child belongs? She shouldn't be going nowhere at that time of night. Like, let's keep it real. Let's cut the crap. As women, we always want to stick with each other, but sometimes right is right and wrong is just fucking wrong, regardless of what you have between your legs.
I'm going to be honest. When I'm on vacation, I actually just came from the Keys. Me, my husband, his son, and my daughter, we were up at 2 o'clock in the morning. We went out to the store. I'm a night shift worker, so I'm up all times. And I know people judge whatever, but when you're on vacation, or you're out on, you're not on the same time schedule as that. And Miami is a place, like you say, that's open all night. So vacation and that type of environment is a little bit different than being at home. So I know 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, you may be exploring this depending on where you're at and you know what's going on.
Well, okay. Well, thank you. I don't want you to leave because I want you to be able to talk. And that's the thing. And I do appreciate you coming up because we all have the right to our opinion. So I'm going to go to the next person who hopped up. I'm not sure who the next person was. We'll just go on the line. The next person is E7 Ministry. Welcome. You're muted, E7. E7, you're muted.
Shalom.
Shalom. Welcome. Do you have anything to say on the situation?
Can't know who you're talking to.
Yes, of course I know who I'm talking to. I see you. You're on the camera. Do you have anything on the situation?
So we have been talking about Polight.
Yeah, we're talking about the allegations about Polight.
Well, he's getting the judgment. He's getting
Right.
the judgment from the Most High. This Negro done blasphemed against the Most High. Messiah shot up the Bible. He's been an enemy to the Hebrew Israelite community, nation. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had fleeced the flock of those the unconscious community. He's just getting his just reward for being who he is. You see what I'm saying? Like, you got everything you want, basically. You got your beautiful wives, you got some nice women. You're rocking the poly. You got your concubines, you got the money, you got the prestige, you got all that. You accumulated all that. And that's still not enough. And the tool that have always been used to destroy a man is the korban. That's vagina in Hebrew, the woman. Regardless. You see what I'm saying? So, as one story said, he liked him young anyway. His second wife supposed to have been like 16 when he got with her. Them being from New York, she had to be 17 to consent. 18, you know, but it's 17 in New York. So that's why she said 17, 16. But it is what it is. I ain't gonna front. You see what I'm saying? We all innocent until proven guilty in this man's court system. But if they got his DNA, you know what I'm saying, because he wanted to blast off on the shirt game, he done. He finished. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Unless the devil, you know, help their own, the devil gonna help their own. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, you know, sell out even more to get that freedom, get that, you know, that get out of jail free card. You know what I'm saying? But how's it looking right now? He's getting the judgment of the Most High, just reward. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, what you said, I ain't really heard everything what you were saying about a mother. I agree with the sister saying they on vacation. Time, you know, time is totally don't exist when you're on a vacation, because it don't, like, you're not gonna go on vacation and go to bed at the same time you go to bed when you're home. And you ain't gotta get up and do nothing. So you all out partying, chilling, hanging out, and the whole nine. So I'm saying, and if they had a relationship, she gonna have some type of trust for the man because they've been in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure she wouldn't did that to a total stranger or somebody she just got with last week and let her go with him somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously she gotta have some trust for the man. She's with the man, dealing with the man. Didn't know the man was on this predator type of shit. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, they out, they hanging out, they chilling. She goes out with him. Whatever pills and potions he popping, obviously affected her. Gotta affect him. But it is. I'm not gonna blame it on the pill on him. You see what I'm saying? He did what he. That spirit jumped on that spirit jumped on his ass, and now it's time for you to go down, my friend. And jumped on his ass, and he did what he did. He tried, according to the report, trying to retract it. Oh, I'm gonna lose my career. You damn sure right. You damn sure right, buddy. And them niggas that's in jail, oh, they waiting for your ass, literally. Because they said that they was asking them, they was like, you polite, like, you polite from you know, conscious community? They were saying in the report, I'm saying what the report said, you know, that he denied it. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, once he get that judgment fully, he go to jail, it's a wrap. He gonna either be in protected custody, or he gonna be the damn bone creature, and goddamn whatever prison system he gonna be in. And he gonna be an ugly ass bone creature too. That man's ugly.
Thank you. Thank you for your opinion. I'm gonna go on because we got a panel full, but I appreciate you coming up. But I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next person.
In the chat.
I want to say this. I want to make this point clear. We're not gonna blame that on no spirit. Okay, that was him. He knew very well if he did it. What he was very conscious of what he was doing. And maybe I'm just different. I just went on vacation last week, and children in the bed, when I say they in the fucking bed, and that's just how I feel about that. I'm gonna go on to the next person. I am.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, sweetheart.
All right, thanks for having me up. So I'm just gonna go off kind of things that I've heard and what I heard today. So if we use the scenario that that she kept this man from, or that she didn't allow her daughter to be around for a whole year. And I'm trying to figure out how do we stop? Feel that he's guilty. Anytime you find somebody's semen or DNA on the little girl, it's case closed. He's guilty. He's got to go to trial. But I'm trying to figure out how do we get to that point. So if we going off what's her name, Koja, or whatever her name is, I'm sorry. But if we go off what she said that the woman didn't have him around her daughter for a whole year. So then you go on vacation to Florida, and that's the first time you bring him around your daughter. And then if that's the case, then it's the first time he's meeting her. Then you let your daughter go to either a club or go get something to eat or go anywhere with him in a strange city. And then if you're visiting another city on vacation and you in a hotel, most people don't go out the hotel
alone. I said alone with the
I'm still
daughter.
talking.
I didn't say he had not been. I said alone. So that alone part is the distinguishing factor. So I just want to clarify.
Okay, so even if she never let this man around her daughter alone in a whole year that meet him, you allow him to be alone with her in a new city and to go get something to eat. When most people, when you're traveling, you either go out to eat or you have your food delivered to you when you're in a hotel. You rarely go and pick it up and go get your food, especially during
they were
COVID
in the hotel lobby. She was going upstairs, and he was supposed to be talking to the child while she was going upstairs, and they were supposed to go out together. And then he took the child and left. That's what was conveyed on the other. So she had not given permission. She thought she was upstairs in the room, and they was downstairs talking in a public place in a hotel lobby with people present, and she was not going for a long time.
Okay, but you kept okay. So I want to convey
what was conveyed.
So he kidnapped her.
Yes, basically.
So is that being reported?
Was calling saying, "Hey, where my daughter at?" This what was conveyed in another report. Another person's saying what information they had obtained.
Okay, so
I don't know if it's true or not. Like I said if we don't know if she made the allegations, if we're going to go to the extreme of saying he said the mother gave permission, and we're going to go down that rabbit hole instead of waiting for the evidence to do, there is another story out there. So my thing was wait till everything come out before we condemn this woman. But no, she left. She was upstairs in the lobby, and she left him down there because her and the child had a disagreement, and he was supposed to be talking to the child and kind of getting this not father-like figure, but this relationship going in a more public place, and just sitting down talking. Hey, you my boyfriend. I'm thinking about marrying you. Yeah, you should. Just a little bit of time for me to talk to her in a public setting, not in a hotel room, not by yourself. It was a public setting. So that's what I want to convey.
Still, what I'm saying is, okay, so let me finish talking because you talked for a while. What I'm saying is, even then, so if she comes back downstairs and the daughter is gone, so then is there a police report that she found that he kidnapped the daughter, or that she called? Huh?
It was conveyed. She was calling him, and he was saying, "Oh, this, and that." She's like, "Hey, I'm paraphrasing, but it was conveyed. She called him and said, "Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter?" And she was calling him.
Okay, so she did call her daughter. And then for
she called Polight.
Because what I'm saying is that if the daughter is 14 years old, so she's well enough to know that she's being taken to another. Now this is not to defend him. He's guilty. I just want to know how she got out of the care of the mother into the hands of this man for even to go there.
He was in the lobby, he probably, hey, let's go and do such and such, or hey, let me take you on such and such. I'm not saying that wasn't the agreement that they made. It wasn't from what was conveyed. It was not agreed that he was supposed to be taking her anywhere. They were supposed to be sitting down.
But you said it like you know for a fact.
I'm saying, if we're gonna go down the rabbit hole I said we're gonna go down the rabbit hole of believing this allegation, which is not confirmed. There's another side that's out there also, and it was conveyed.
Right, but even that side, so neither one of these sides makes sense. Okay, so let's come to the conclusion that neither one of these sides. Let's come to the conclusion that neither one of these sides makes sense.
I'm not going to condemn the mother. I said I'm not going to condemn her, and said that what that allegation was true, and we should wait for the evidence to come out. Because the one thing I do know is that if CPT or Child Protection had went to that mother, they did that immediately. If they thought that mother was involved or complicit with that, or was taken up for that, or was part of that, they would have taken that child that day. That child would have never went home.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. So I don't know where you're going after. All I'm saying is how this child. It's
been investigated.
Okay, can you stop talking, please? You spin the same story. We heard that. I got that. We heard that. What I'm saying is, I'm just trying to figure out how did this child get from a hotel lobby to being drunk to being having this man's semen.
Her.
Okay, so my point is that
permission.
Okay,
and
so
hey,
where's the police report, lady? You had your time to talk. Nobody interrupted you. So please let me say what I'm saying, and you can come back when I get through. Thank you. So all I'm trying to say is I'm not condemning the mother. I'm damn sure condemning him because the semen stains is the case closed. But what I'm saying is how did she get from a hotel lobby to being in another hotel or at a club, whatever the story is, we don't know, to him even take advantage of this little girl like that. And then this little girl didn't have the waterfall to call her mom and say, hey, I know I don't like you right now. We're arguing, but this nigga taking me to a club or he took me to another hotel. Or he's giving me drink and alcohol, especially for someone that she really ain't been around or met in a whole year. So even none of these stories make sense. So I want to get to the point to figure out how do we get from there to there.
I will tell you how it happens. I'm gonna say
you wasn't there. How you want to tell me how it happened?
I do have two other guests. We can't.
Okay, well I say my piece. Go. You can go to the other person. I'm sorry.
No, okay, so I want to give the two people on the bottom. I don't know who was first. Either one of you two on the bottom.
I'll do that.
Are the other two? Somebody go ahead and talk, hon.
Hi guys. Hello everyone.
Hello.
Hey
Kareem.
How are you?
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm great.
I'm condemning her. I don't care. I'm condemning her because she is responsible for that child. I don't care if she know the man for a year, blah, blah, blah. Oh, a year is still not enough time for a man to bring around, for a woman to bring around their young child. I don't care. I'm condemning her. I feel sorry for the child. I really do feel bad for the child, but the mother should not have this man taking her child nowhere. I don't care what to the end of the hallway, down to the lobby, whatever you want to say, whatever the case is. This child was hurt. This child was drugged. This child had all the man parts on her. Come on, that's even if he never I don't even want to say this on your panel, but this child is going to be devastated all her life. This child innocence is stolen. You guys want to condone bad parenting. She's a bad parent. I don't care. She's a bad effing parent because, oh my God, I have a girl child. I have a young girl child. There's no way I will allow some man I'm dating a year with his freaking whatever his reputation is to take my child nowhere. I don't care. But the story irks me so much. It irks me so much. And when all these people say, we don't know. Yes, we don't know the whole story, but the evidence that we know, evidence, that's condemning for him. And the mother, if she was my sister or somebody I know, my family would kill her. We not physically kill her, but we would get in on her because we don't allow that type of behavior for nobody in our family. You have to protect your children. So the lady is talking about, we shouldn't condemn the mother. I'm condemning her. I don't care.
Okay.
I said we should wait to hear the evidence. I didn't say we shouldn't condemn her. I said if it comes out that she did this, I'll be the first to jump on it. So I don't want my words misstated. That's what I said. I
I
didn't
don't
say
know
we
if I'm
should
not saying
just,
she gave the
but
man
I
to her
said
daughter, but
we
her
don't know the
parenting,
evidence.
her
I will
parenting is
say this
flawed
here,
here. Her parenting
as
is
a
flawed.
mother whose daughter has been touched, when I thought my daughter was in the safety of a babysitter, it was another child. I was going to work. So it's not like this stuff doesn't happen without parents' permission or with parents being irresponsible. It was with childcare. So when we go down these slopes of not listening to the details, the details make a difference.
But your daughter also wasn't 14 years old where she can try to either call her mama and say, hey, I don't know where this man is taking me. We
If
supposed
you
to be
will
talking, we
allow
got in the
me,
car. So come on now. Like
if you will allow me, if you will allow me a minute, if you will
Well, you
allow
can't
me
allow nobody a minute, but I'm
1.5
just
minutes,
saying.
I can tell you something. A lot of times when we're teenagers, we want to do things that our parents may not allow. And if somebody say, hey, or we all had that relative or auntie that let us get away with a little more than somebody else. And we're not gonna, even though as adults, we see that as bad now, as a teen, you're just thinking, hey, I just want to go and see this celebrity, or I just want to go and see this or that. So she
Yeah, but all
the
teens
daughter
don't think
may
that
not
way.
have, because the daughter may say, I'm going to see the celebrity. It happens. And if nobody ever remembers being a teen or a child and doing something that you may not have
All
called your
teens
mother
don't think that
on
way. And
because
he's not that big of a known of a celebrity for her to
I'm
be
not
Star Trek.
47 and I'm not too
This
old to
man,
remember
she brought the man
that
around her
there were
daughter
things that
though.
I didn't call my mother to get
This
permission to
lady.
do because I was with an adult that allowed it, that I knew my mother would not approve of. My mom she was like, you don't go to dances till you're 16, you don't date till you're 16. So yes, I had aunts and stuff that didn't believe that. So I definitely, as a child, remember maybe not picking up the phone and calling my mom and getting permission because it's adult here and knowing my mom's rules. So
All right.
But
I'm
it's
in
different from getting a permission to the mama is calling around asking, where the hell are y'all? Because y'all not in the lobby anymore and y'all not in the hotel room. So I'm pretty sure while she was trying
We're
to
gonna
call
have to
him.
move on. I'm gonna move on to the next person, okay? Sharsham has been up here a long time. Welcome, Sharsham, and then Brother Quinoff.
Hey, Shalom, most high bless. Thank you for having me, sister.
You're welcome.
You know,
Yeah,
Sharsham, too.
Yeah, I do.
I just got a few things I wanted to say. The first thing is, right, this is a problem in the community that me and my cousin Elder Panah, we've been speaking out about for a while now. And we had incidents like this in the Israelite community where brothers condemned us for speaking out about brothers who's trying to practice pedophilia. Grown men or elder men messing with teenage girls, 13 or 14 years old. Now, in this case, Polight, he's 37. I'm 36. This man was with a 14-year-old girl. We had a case in Israel where a man was messing with a 14-year-old girl, and he's 56 years old. Brothers condemned us for speaking out about that, as if we was wrong for telling this man to repent. He said foul things to us because we told the man you can't be messing with a child, and we had brothers turned against us for speaking out about that. And it's a lot of hypocrisy in the conscious community. It's a lot of hypocrisy and hypocrite in the Israelite community. And this thing need to come to a nod where it must stop. Sarnetta and Nepal, they pushing rape doctrine in the conscious community and trying to embarrass the Hebrew, saying that the Most High allows rape, which He don't. And we prove that many times. This is an issue that they have a major platform like that, and they constantly telling people that the God of Israel allows rape. And now when you see a case like this happens, everybody now don't want to say anything or we got to wait for the evidence. But yet, when you got a platform of his size to constantly go attack the Hebrew Israelite nation, lying and saying the Most High allow rape, and now somebody in their own community do it, people get mad and don't want to keep them polite. They want to say, oh, y'all just want to hang a black man out to dry and all this other stuff. It has nothing to do with that. It's about the truth. If you're doing this kind of acts, you need to be exposed and rooted out of any community because that is foul. You destroyed somebody for life. My mother-in-law was raped as a child. She's in her late 50s and she still is traumatized and messed up behind that. So anybody who agree with that kind of behavior, you know what I'm saying, we are against you. Anybody who is acquiescent, quiet about it, and don't want to speak out about it, we're against you. We starting to learn. So a lot of brothers in the community, the Israelite community, that's okay with it, and they feel that they don't have a problem with it. And there's a lot of people in the conscious community that's the same, sister. They all is weirdos. They're all perverts. And there's a lot of them that agree, that think it's okay for grown men to deal with children. But I am one that is not. I stand with women. I'm against rape, and I'm against pedophilia 100%. And I'm against anybody who's with that. So that's all I want to say. I'll pass it along to anybody else.
Thank you, Shasham. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Most High bless the panel. And I don't want to be interrupted, but I got to say something about the sister, because I could go talk a lot about Polight and whatever in the York community. I don't even call them conscious anymore. I say the York community. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to defend that. But sister, I've been married 21 years, right? Strong marriage. But before I got married, I had custody of my youngest son. I got custody of him when he was like 2 years old. The mother and I had separated, but I want custody of my son. And I was known to have women in my life, a lot. But when I got custody of my son, right? I'm sorry, he was 4 when I got custody of him. I wouldn't allow no woman around him. Okay? He was a boy. I wouldn't allow no woman around him at all. Right? And my wife, when I met my wife, I wouldn't even allow her around him. Right? The problem is we as a people are too trustworthy, very trustworthy, right? And we put ourselves first before we put our children first. Yeah, shit happens. Things happen. We know that. You know, it rains. Things just happen. But we have to be responsible. And every time someone's trying to stick up, wait to see what happened. Sperm. Okay? She woke up with bruise on her face. I don't have to wait the shit come out. Right? That's enough for me. What are you going to say? She rolled over in the bed because I had sex earlier with somebody else? Huh? That's what we wait for? It sounds like we waiting for an excuse or reason to let him out. That's what it sounds like to me. Right? So at the end of the day, I'm for this. It can't help. Don't cut me off. Don't cut me off.
I did not say about the life. I just want to clear up. I'm not saying.
Wait till I think.
I didn't say that.
Have some respect.
I just want you.
Have some respect. You can agree to disagree. You can agree to disagree, but show your order and your discipline as a woman. Right now is a learning tool for the children to hear. Either you're going to listen or mute your mic.
I just want you to know that that's not. If it was conveyed,
don't interrupt me. No, I don't know you. Don't interrupt me. You could cuss me out when you finish. When I'm finished, you could tell me eat dog shit. I don't care. But let me finish. This is the problem in our community. We don't listen. We always want to go back and forth. And I knew he was going to cut me off. That's why I said, don't cut me off. Don't interrupt me. But you didn't have no discipline. That's the problem with men and women and children. You said that happened to your child. I'm not blaming you for it. You said it happened when you went to school. I'm not blaming you for that. Shit happens, like I said. We have to stand up and be responsible. For me, when the rule come out, they should cut his nuts off. And anybody that knew he was doing it, they should be prosecuted too. Point blank, period. I don't want to hear we need to wait till it stop. I'm a Christian. I'm an Israelite. That man shall have the Bible. Whatever comes to him, let it come to him. Point blank, period. So when you say, well, we got to wait to hear in the story, sperm is enough for me. Semen is enough for me. 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock after party is enough for me. The parent, I don't want to hear about what they want to see a celebrity. That's being irresponsible. Irresponsible. 9 times out of 10, if Polight or no light is 37, right? That means 9 times out of 10, she's younger than Polight because he don't mess with nobody older, right? So now what obviously to me is a child was raising a child. 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So that means she was 23 if she's 37 when she had that girl. And most likely she's younger than Polight. So she probably was a child when she had a child. So that's why children think it's okay to be with a celebrity. Well, you know, we go to the auntie. Fuck that. We don't want to hear that. It's people like you that want to give people passes, and I'm done, sis. Passes when you say, well, we have to understand. I don't want to have none of that. This is why our community is destroyed. If a little boy come out the house with a dress on, every man in the community should snatch his ass back in the house and say, man, what's wrong here? If somebody see a child walking with somebody, a child is dressed inappropriate, thongs on at 12 years old, walk with a grown-ass man, start asking questions. Start asking questions. Because if everybody's responsible, when they saw that little girl in the hotel or drinking, somebody would have said something. They wouldn't say, oh, I don't got nothing to do with it. But I give you the floor. And I don't even mean to disrespect you, but I'm a man. Don't interrupt me. If I'm a woman, don't interrupt me. You got the mic.
If you're giving me the floor, I don't want to. I think something was misconveyed. I never said that I didn't disagree with Polight's arrest, and if I accidentally conveyed it or it was misunderstood, I want that corrected. I have been condemning Polight's action all over this internet. I think it shouldn't. And I agree with you if somebody saw him giving her alcohol, but who didn't see him giving her alcohol was her mother because she wasn't there. But I totally agree with what you're saying about Polight. I think he a whole pimp, and I don't know what he was conscious about his actions. But if it was accidentally conveyed, I agree with that. I want you to know I firmly stand with his conviction and stuff. I firmly believe the DNA evidence, and I've never conveyed at any platform that I'm against him being arrested and prosecuted. I don't even think he should be out on bail personally. So I don't know how it got messed up. I just wanted to clear that because I don't want my name associated with the fact that I'm not condemning a Polight's action. I didn't like him for some years ago when I saw him talking about he got 4 wives and all of them have to bring something to the table, because the one common denominator I know is a lot of people seek out platforms too and things to have access to children and to have a lot of power. And a lot of things happen regardless of the conscious community, the Mormon community, the Catholic Church, and people seek out certain platforms and power, and the underbelly of it is pedophilia and access to the children. So however that happened, that's not my stance. I only said he and was trying to attempt to convey that he had a motive to make the mother look bad by saying she gave permission. And I will say again, if that mother actually gave permission, she should be condemned. I just said I did not trust the source because he does have a motive. That's it. And I'm gonna step off my but I do want it clear that I don't support that. I don't.
No,
I apologize for yelling at you too. I apologize.
No. Let me say something. I want to say something now. And everybody just be quiet and listen. So this is the thing, and I talk about this a lot because I was in the military. We got to practice just some bearing. We call it military bearing, but just flat out, just respect of one another. And it doesn't matter, to be honest, if it wasn't you, Koja, because I know how you are. I know you're passionate. But if it was a brother that was kind of interrupting him, I would have kicked him off. But it shouldn't be that way. We should just all respect one another. And nobody gets passes with that. Let's just show each other respect as adults. Okay, so that's the end of that. We're going to let that go. Lowcast just joined, so I'm going to let you all back up here. I see there's been somebody behind the scenes, but I really want us to get this out first. Then I'll open it up to the Hebrew Israelites if they want to have a discussion. Okay, hold on. So Lowcast, go ahead and say what you have to say, hun, and then I'm going to end this topic, and if the Hebrew Israelites want to talk, then I'm going to let them talk.
All right, I'm going to make it quick, and I'm jumping off. Hey, thanks for having me, by the way.
You're welcome.
I want to say I've been listening to everybody, content creators, listen to this. I just wish that us as Black people would understand that, we got to be objective about things. Sometimes, we might just read a report and the report is not really clear on the details, and we might make the mistake of jumping to conclusions. And keep in mind that in spite of, even if it's true or false on both sides, of how y'all want to throw it, it creates a negative impact among us. And sometimes it causes us to support views and perspectives about each other that we need to learn how to call. The negativity, the risk between Black men and Black women, that got to stop. But when you run into a situation like this here, it just fuels it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I understand. I understand what you're saying.
And that's all I. Go ahead. I'm sorry, sister.
No, I think at this point we're all kind of like wondering because we I'm not going to do any more on this. I just had to give the reason I did the show was I wanted to give my opinion out. That's why I understand what Coach is talking about. She just wants to give her opinion. So I understand because sometimes we're in spaces. We don't want everybody to think that we all think alike just because we're on somebody else's panel that might have a different opinion than what we have. We would just want to make ourselves clear. So I understand what you guys are saying. What are we going to say?
I wanted to say real fast, so the brother who on and everybody who listening, so what do we do against people who got big platforms that get thousands and thousands of views that they constantly talking about rape as if God is okay with rape? I think that is an issue that needs to be stepped about because that's what Sinetta and the PAW is doing. And they've been doing it for a long time now. And me and Elder Kanaf have been fighting this thing. And then people saying, oh, we should know it. But see, now that somebody has been raped in a high profile case, but yet they up there saying, hey, God allowed a rapist, he's a rapist, and this is the God of the Hebrews, and they trying to make fun of the Israelite community, pushing that on our community as if we go around raping women. That's an issue that needs to be addressed. And we've been teaching against it and proving it a lot. But a man with that platform size, he's constantly pushing that for views and likes, talk about he doing what he doing to keep the Israelites relevant. That is not no relevancy in doing that. That's trying to make our community look bad. So what should we do to fight against that? To the brother who was saying, about the whole black people thing, because this is a black man and a black woman that's pushing that on our community.
Right. Someone else just joined the panel, and you guys will start to wind out. I do want the Hebrew Israelites to stay up here before I end it. But Mela, are you here?
Hi, I'm happy to listen. I'll be waiting around.
Somebody's echoing. Can you mute up for a second? Not you, Mela. Mela, so you were on here. You met the Elder Quinath before. No, but you have an opinion. Give your opinion.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. The opinion is all things being considered, right is right and wrong is wrong. And those who commit a wrongdoing should be punished swiftly without pause. Just, I mean, where's he getting off with thinking it's okay to defend himself? I don't know. From what I understand, he's putting broadcast on Instagram or something, just talking about, as if he was justified. And I don't know. It's like, why is he submitting to the DNA evidence if he didn't commit the wrongdoing? And because he's committed to wrongdoing, why is he going around as if he hasn't done anything wrong? So,
because you know what, and then unless you have something else to say, I'm gonna wrap it up. And
that's my chief curiosity at the moment.
I'll tell you why. It's pure deflection. It's classic, and particularly classic Polight. Pretend that everything's okay with the world, that he has no worries. He's so much above this. Play the victim, right? He's the victim now. Oh, you guys just hate me. You're doing this for no reason. You just hate me because I'm this, I'm that. I drive, I have a rented Rolls Royce. So I'm the victim here. Take all the onus off of him and put it on us. We're the bad guys because we want answers to what happened because we're talking about something that needs to be talked about. So
does he have a soul? Does he have a soul?
Well, a lot of people that do bad things, it's questionable. I'll tell you that. I don't want to keep this.
Okay, thanks for listening. I'll be quiet now. Thank you.
No, you're good, Mela. Be comfortable. I think the Elder wanted to, I don't know, whoever wants to talk can talk, but I'm going to start winding it down. Coach, do you guys want to close your statements or do you want to keep it going?
Can I say something really quick and then I'll leave?
Yes, Kareen.
Okay, all I'm going to say is children are a blessing from God. We have to protect our children. Thank you for having me. You guys have a wonderful day, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah, I wanted to say So I want to say this real quick that here's the thing. Blame has to be put somewhere. It just can't be put on Polight, right? This is a community issue. And when Sarnetta said years ago, Shaw Sham and I was at the first Kimmon on trial, and we actually seen the first 14-year-old that he was with. And he told everybody that was his daughter. And we were very concerned. We was like, who was this? I said, Sham, you see this girl? She had on a mini skirt and all the back of her cheeks were hanging out, right? And all the sisters, Israelite sisters, and the Kemet sisters, they was all dressed in modest apparel. Polight women wasn't, right? But this young girl, I said, man, it's like she's like 12, but she was developed for a teenager, right? Very developed, you know. And everybody, guys was looking, you know, and ended up coming out that was somebody that he was seeing. That's what Sarnetta was alluding to, right? This is years ago. Here's the $1 million question. If this was known amongst Sarnetta and others about the first girl that was 14, and now this one, what's really going on in that community? Because now, do somebody else get charged for even knowing this and not opening their mouth about it? Because this, I think so. We have to start somewhere. We can't allow this. If you got a neighbor, you know, they doing shit, something like that, this has to be reported. And if Sarnetta knew it, right, and they come and run his computer, right, and find out what's been going on, them text messages and all that type of stuff, he may be in trouble. So I think it's a good thing. Mm-hmm.
I want to say this, and then I'm gonna let E7 has been waiting a while backstage. I wanted you guys to kind of get, because you guys are from two different groups. Half of you guys are Hebrew Israelites, and half of you guys are from the other community right here. I want to say this. I know that there's been stuff going on between the Hebrew Israelites and the conscious community, in particular with Brother Polight and Sarnetta, but with this particular situation, he's not implemented in any type of way, and I'm not sure if it's wise for us to really implement him without us. With, you know, the story does not include him, Elder Quinal. So, do you want to speak on that? I'm not sure if it's wise for us to drag him into something that, you know, he's not included in.
I'll speak on it. You're talking about
Sarnetta.
Sarnetta.
Because what Polight does has nothing to do with him.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why it includes him, because it's more to this than what y'all think. From my sources, that he was in Florida to see Polight, and they are right-hand men, you know, and he knew about a case before that he was with a child. So he said, Polight, I know you, nigga. I know you. You don't want me to tell everybody, blah, blah, blah. He said, I know you. So he actually knows this man. He called him the Baby York. And this is before this incident now. So if you know of a guy and call somebody Baby York, and you Google Dr. York, right? They say he was the biggest damn rapist in all America, right? So if you put that on a man and you say you know that man, so what is it that you know? I'm not saying he participated, done anything that he's guilty on that aspect, but if you know of this, right, more so than the outside public know, and you keep it to yourself, you know, I'm just like, what's really going on? You know, maybe the investigation need to go on, but my heart been waiting, so I'll let you go ahead and speak, bro.
You could have kept going. Only thing I really want to say is, I know what you're trying to say, Kunal, but only way that can really work is if they deal with the script, and if he was in rulership and you know of a man that committed a crime, I think it's Leviticus 5, and you know nothing about it, and it's sin upon you. You see what I'm saying? That's sin upon you. But obviously, that's not going to work in this situation. And you can, I don't know And that's what he was talking about. You know, he gave a Dr. York. You know, it is kind of throwing it out there to throw the man under the bus with Polight in terms of him having some type of inappropriate activity. You feel me? I wasn't there in 2013. I was in the island of Patmos. So I wasn't up there, you know, saying that event. So I can't testify on none of that. But my thing is this: for them to be coming at the Hebrew Israelite community so hard for years and running with, you know, things that GMS may have said, or, you know what I'm saying, about in the kingdom we got young women and rape and all that stuff like that. There was no case with them being charged for anything like that. There has been a case in Israel where you had the brother that got charged with again that touched his wife's daughter. Isfahan is doing 20 or 30 years right now. You see what I'm saying? So let's really think about it. Is it really a community thing in terms of Hebrew Israelite or Christian or conscious community, or is it an individual thing? You know what I'm saying? Don't label me. Don't put me on no label because what somebody else do, or I'm associated with this community because somebody do this or that. Everybody gotta walk, their own life, and they have their own choices. You see what I'm saying? He made a choice. And this is something that he's been doing. Like what I said, you know what I'm saying, and based off the article I heard, you know what I'm saying, that the girl said out her mouth she was 16, 17. You know what I'm saying? And the brother saying, well, this report says she was 14. 16 is not too far from 14. And if he was dealing with this girl at 14, 15, 16, this is what he do. You know what I'm saying? If you can put those two together, like you said, it's nothing hard to even the trial. You know what I'm saying? Like the other brother said, I was being crazy interrupted. He was making some good points. I wish I could have heard what he was going to say. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't remember what I want to say this now, but all I have to say is that the conscious community, so-called, so Shazana, that you do exploit the Hebrew Israelite community. I'm not going to water nothing down for you or nobody, first of all, okay? And been running with demonizing Israel because of the choices of people, individual people. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing happening on that side of the coin. Like, there's plenty things that happen on that side of the coin. You see what I'm saying? And to promote that we as Israelites justify rape, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't justify rape. Ain't no Negro is gonna rape my child and bring a Bible scripture to me like it's all good. Like, you must be out your mind. Like, where you get that from? You feel me? There's no scripture in the Bible that shows raping a woman, you see what I'm saying, was a great ending for you. Especially came to the children of Israel. That war, that's a different thing. You see what I'm saying? It's war is war. But now that it happened to one of your biggest champions, the prince of the conscious community, no like, you see what I'm saying, that y'all have exhorted. What you got to say now? I hope there's nothing but massive rebuke coming from that end and not no watered down stuff, because when it comes to Israel, ain't nothing watered down. You're guilty, period. You see what I'm saying? And one last thing, in this particular case, there is some evidence. There's seed of copulation on the victim. So that's all I have to say about that. Shout out to the brothers that's standing up for righteousness, man. That's all I got to say. All praise.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And I stand corrected on that because I wasn't sure if that was an actual fact but everybody said that it was. So Yeah, but go ahead, brother. I'm
No, the
sorry.
sister. I want the sister to know. I can't say the name right.
Kosha Malik, if you're here, hun, I'm gonna drop the link only for Kosha to come back and have the conversation with the elder. Okay, only for Kosha right now because we're about to bring it to a close. Go ahead, elder.
Yeah, I came in and I heard the brother talking, and that was the impression that I came under. So, and you corrected me. You don't feel that way, but I just wanted you to know that this is a very touchy situation for me, man, because personal again. My mother had me when she was 15 years old, and my father was 25. Was my mother fast, a hoe, and all that? I don't think so. But guess what? My father, guess what he was, brothers and sisters? A musical entertainer, right? He played with James Brown and all them cats, right? He was 25. My mother had been 15. So how long was he screwing my mother? I thank the Most High that I'm here, but I could truly say that he was off as hell. He was wrong. And he should have been locked up. And when I was old enough and I found out about it, I told him, I said, man, what the fuck is your problem? Why you do that?
Same thing about my father. And I'm not ashamed. My father and mother was messing with my mother when she was a child. And my father is, I think, like 10, 11 years older than my mom. He should not have been dealing with my mother.
The same thing. So this is very personal to me, And then my mother, God bless her soul, she died at 27. And guess how she died, brothers and sisters? Because back then there was experiment with birth controls. She was taking birth control, and it destroyed her kidneys. Okay, and she died. Right? Was my grandparents being irresponsible? I think so. You know what I mean? I love them to death. They both just passed not too long ago. To me, they're being irresponsible. Right. But this is very touchy to me. My mother's dead, right? My father took advantage of her, right? He's 25, entertainer, she 15. That's why a lot of girls now, R. Kelly. Go ahead, girl. Y'all watch over him. Watch over her. You send girls out to protect girls. Or you send them with a chaperone you don't know. Polight. This is very serious to me. And sister, I didn't mean no harm when I raised my voice. This is me. I don't know if you ever been on our program before. It sounds like I know you. This is me, and this is very personal to me. Very personal.
It's very personal to me too.
My cousin. And I apologize for yelling at you. I didn't mean no harm.
Okay, my cousin was one of the first people in the state of Florida that had a person prosecuted for her molestation and rape that took place to her as a child. And she did it, and she was one of the first, and they amazed at the strength of that. I remember as a child, because everybody think the kids don't know, I remember them getting us up at night, going to Fort Lauderdale to my auntie house in Dania. And they put all the little children in the room because they were discussing what happened. So this has been a part of my life ever since I was a little girl. I'm very passionate about rape. I'm very passionate about all of that stuff. So I don't know how it got conveyed that I was not condemning Polight. I'm very aware. My mother was a child abuse investigator. I have 3 adopted sisters. This has been a part of my life, my entire life. So I do know certain things about the law. I do keep up on it and abreast with it, and I study. I done went before the legislature and stuff, and I'm very, not so much more as an advocate, but I keep abreast of it. So I'm very passionate about it too. It is very personal to me. And I have seen mothers that do I have seen mothers that participate and turn a blind eye. And I have seen mothers that fight for their children. So I condemn him. Before this even came out, he came across in a feed of mine in my algorithm because I was doing something about Black community building or something. And I don't know how he came up. And I thought he was a pimp then. I didn't agree with him. I don't support him, his mentality, or any of those things. And
sister, you know what?
Just wanted to correct him.
That's right. Check it out. And this is the problem also. Now, I want y'all to put your thinking cap on what I'm about to say. When the police beat us, right, in the streets, the TV, the news, everybody always say, well, let's wait till the evidence come in. But as Black people, when the police do that to us, we want justice right then and there. We say that it's on the camera right there. What the hell we got to wait? All the evidence is right there. We are doing the same thing in reverse right? Let's wait till all the evidence come in. Oh, and also check this out. Check this out. The system works like this. You are guilty until you prove yourself innocent. We got this thing messed up. Oh no, they have to prove you guilty. No, they lock your ass up and you be in jail waiting for trial, not found guilty or innocent, but you are actually guilty first and you have to prove yourself innocent. Ask OJ. Okay?
I'm not overly enthusiastic about this system, and I'm not under, but I do understand the process, and I do, like somebody in the comments said, why they not making statements? Because they're prohibited by law, and that's why most times, well, not prohibited, but discouraged from making public statements. So you're never gonna really hear the victim side out there like that. That's why the accuser has the court of public opinion to sway their side, but those people are literally tape over their mouth can't. But I wanted to address that to somebody there. But as far as that, when I spoke of my daughter, they tried to accuse my Black son of it, who was nowhere around. So I'm not overly enthusiastic about this system, and I do realize the realities. But I do know that we're getting, the news give you a 30-minute snippet of bits and pieces. They've taken out whatever, and even within the legitimate media, they've stated different things of where stuff come from. So because I know how the media is, and we've all had events happen within our area and the news, and you say, how the news get that story wrong? They got all of their facts wrong. And so I'm saying, I know there's a ton of reports, and I know the media will give their interpretation or how they speak on it, and they're only giving bits and pieces of a 7-month investigation. So it's a lot we're missing in my logical brain. I'm saying, not about the DNA evidence, not about the bruising, not about that. I'm saying when all of this stuff come out, it may even be worse than what we thought, because he may even just take a plea deal so all of the stuff don't come out. But I say he does have a motive, and that was all I said, and keep an open mind. I'm not yay or nay, and I've been on many sides of this equation, and I'm passionate about it.
Okay.
Okay. I agree with you saying, sister. I wanted to say real.
Okay, go ahead.
I wanted to say real quick that another problem is a lot of these men in the community, a lot of these dudes agree with this kind of behavior, and they condemn brothers for speaking out on people like this. Like I said, if it was somebody else, it wouldn't be a problem. Now they allude that people are just haters or clout chasers, or this is about money or somebody having money. Nobody care about nobody having money or fame or none of that stuff. It's about a heinous crime or act that this man did. Whether it's an Israelite, somebody in the community, Muslim, it don't matter. Rape is wrong. Pedophilia is wrong. No matter what group, religion, or ethnicity that you come from, this type of stuff should not be allowed. And these people need to be rooted out of all communities and put somewhere by themselves, because they have some type of mental illness or some type of spiritual problem that they have where they're attracted to children. We go to these Israelite Passovers, these Israelite first fruits, and all these things that we do as a nation together of people, and brothers know that it's men in there that's attracted to kids. All these different brothers have daughters, sons, whether it's a female or a male that wants to have sex with children. That is an issue. In our community, a lot of brothers don't want to talk about it, and that's an issue. That's why me and Elder Quanaf been trying to get other brothers who's willing to want to step up and say something about this and speak on it. And it's not the only case. I'm pretty sure other people in the nation of Israel has been molested, but everything that's in our nation now, everything got to be hush hush. Everything got to be quiet. Everything is, this the Whitney Williams show. Y'all brothers telling people information. Y'all talking too much. This is why this shit is constantly happening over and over again to different people, because nobody willing to step up and say things about this stuff. It's wrong. We need to talk about it. People need to say something. People need to stop turning a blind eye so this stuff can stop happening. Because like I tell people, it's all fun until it happened to your child. It's all fun until it happened to your child. So when somebody do your child, then you want to kill somebody. But we can't have this conversation because our people is too pride, or they worried about what this and that person say. It's a lot of brothers and sisters in the Israelite community. I'm finding out they got children, they had children by children. They was messing with kids. And that's why they acquiescence. Or they condemn
it. They don't condemn it. And they don't condemn it, because when you do the math, you find out you agree with this. You part of this. Now it's not cool to do it, so you step and bite. but you're not condemning it because you agree with it.
I'm gonna let BMT say something, and then we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna let you guys really give your closing statements. I'm gonna give my opinion on it. Well, kind of a wrap up of my opinion of how the show went. So far, I'm really happy with it. You guys made the show. I know everybody that was on the panel isn't here, but you all made the show. Your opinions are important to me. Go ahead, BMT.
No, you did a good show. You did a good show on this one, partner. So
Thank
I mean, shit, you did it. You covered it on
Well,
the.
they make the show. I appreciate all of them. We don't all
I
have to
know.
agree, but we need to be talking about it. Go ahead.
Right. And like I said, this definitely helped fulfill the portion that I was talking about yesterday when I spoke about the woke community.
Yeah.
And it wasn't an attack, but it was something that actually I'm glad Mahogany answered that on that call and definitely said, hey, why don't we let the people in the woke sector speak? You know what I'm saying? And let's let them, whether you agree or disagree, it is a problem. And it is something that is happening behind closed doors, not just in church, not just in the home, but in a lot of different scenarios of where Black people are congregating. And it has to be brought to the forefront that no man, woman, or child, anybody should be abused. And literally, when it comes into our next generation, we gotta understand there were some things that I get it that happen, but as we get older, we can start correcting and start dealing with and actually start calling out, so that way they don't have to go through the same traumas and issues that we go through. And I'm happy to see brothers and sisters from different sectors of them diasporas speak on this and say, hey, we're not cool with this, or we don't agree with this, or hey, I didn't know Sinetta had some pushback about what happened. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that. But I'm glad that a brother brought that up and said, hey, Sinetta wasn't cool about some of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but that just lets you know that, hey, sometimes you got to bring other people from them camp and let them say their piece. So, what definitely, I always tell people, hey, we got to do our part. We got to do our part and try to make this thing work. I'm definitely happy to hear the men speak. Thank you, Mahogany, for doing that, as well as some of the sisters coming out and they have their voice to speak. We got to hold these people accountable, men and women. We got to hold them accountable. I don't really put too much on children because children are still developing and they can only get away with what us as adults allow them to get away with. Any of us who are parents, we all know that. So we definitely just have to be more aware of this situation, and we got to start calling this out, so that way we can have more stuff where, hey, bro, why don't you go to the to this camp or that camp or this camp, and you know what I'm saying? We're not worried what might happen to your family because we know it's more of a safe environment for our people to develop and flow. So I'm very happy that Mahogany put together a great show. I'm very happy for the people that came through. Shout out to my big brother and also a fellow mentor, OJ JC. I know in his time that would have got your ass whooped. Touching on the children and these type of scenarios in the nation or any type of affiliation group, that would have got your ass whooped. I know that about OJ, JC. But this is something that we as men, we definitely need to speak about to start putting together more appropriate placement, so that way the children and the women do feel more safe. But that's all I got to say, Mahogany. You did a damn good job on this one.
Well, thank you. I think we all in agreement with that. Jay Speed just came up. Jay, first of all, I want to apologize, you guys. I don't know how. I hope you weren't back there too long. I just saw you. You weren't back there too long, were you, OG?
No, I wasn't back there too long.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Speak your piece.
I used to go into this about every 6 months, and the reason I won't go into it now because there is somebody in our community who's on trial with this. There's a couple of people on trial, so I don't want them to get the influence of what we're talking about. It's related to them guilty or innocently. But I will tell people, go check out the Martin case that happened in California. Had over 200 witnesses, and look at the outcome of that case right there. Another thing I tell people who's in that political arena, you want to really stop a lot of this stuff that's going on in this country. Go change the marital laws. There are places you can get married at 12 years old in the United States. Most places is 16, and anywhere between 12 and 16. I think that's another way we can attack this, because you can't have it on one hand where the mother can give away their children at 14 and 16 years old in a wedding, and then say their children on the other hand too. So this is a very, very complex problem. If you're only listening to it on one ear, then everything else is going to confuse you. I'm serious. It's going to confuse you. Until we get these marital laws changed on the books in the 50 states in the United States, where a child can get married at 12 or 16, then we going to have these kind of problems. You can't have it on both sides of the street, people. You got to start thinking for yourself. Most of you all don't even know. I'm not talking about the people on the panel, and I'm not saying anything personal. But most people don't even know the marital ages and the statutes for marriage in this country. You don't. You never looked at it.
Well, go ahead, OG. You do know the situation with Brother Polight.
I won't cover that because I don't know the situation. This is allegedly, and so that's why I'm saying I won't speak on anything that a man is on trial. To me, if he's guilty, then you burn him. If he's innocently, you let him walk out. But we don't like these type. If he was, whoever is guilty of doing any kind of crime when it comes to children, I say throw away the key. That's me. Right. But I won't speak on an issue that is an ongoing trial. And there's a reason for this, people. There's a reason for this. If you have to wait till Valentine's Day to tell your woman you love her, then you have a bad relationship. You know what I mean? To bring her roses and candles. What I'm saying is, when someone is being accused of something, all these opinions don't mean anything, because in America you are innocent until you're proven guilty. And if you start all this talk about it, you can really corrupt people's minds in one way or the other. We want him to have a fair trial, and we want this child to have a fair trial. You understand what I'm saying? So I won't get involved in ongoing cases that a person has not been convicted. But what I am saying is, we got to stop playing this defense. We got to play some offense. Go and get these laws changed in these states where a child can get married at 12 and 14 years old.
It's so funny. You know who fighting it? It was a couple of years ago. It's white men in Congress that's fighting, because that's
what I'm saying. But a lot of you're right, sister. A lot of people don't want these laws off the books.
We have a judge on the bench in Florida. His wife, I think, is a state representative on the state level, not the federal level. He got her pregnant in high school. I want to say he is the same judge that convicted the girl who was older for going with a girl in high school because they were gay. But he had got her pregnant. And they sit up there and they talk about it. But they never did nothing for our black. But it's the underbelly of this. And this type of behavior, I will say it again, it goes across religious lines, racial lines. Some people who are very charismatic seek out different venues that will protect them once they're given that power.
Right. And see, this is what corrupts a lot of these cases here. Because you have some slick dick, Slick Willie, I was trying to say. You have some Slick Willie lawyer who understand the law and go up in these courtrooms and start using stuff like, how could you say a child cannot make an adult decision, but you try the child who's 11 years old as an adult? You can't have it both ways. How could you say a child can't make an adult decision when they can get separated from their parents and take over their own finances and everything? See, this is why we as people who are political, we had to get some of these old antiquated laws off the books. Because if that same child right now, who's allegedly that what's his name, Polight, whatever his name is,
if the mother consented to it,
right? No, right. So this is what I'm finna say. This same child right now can go out there and do a crime that they would say would be so heinous, we can't charge this child as a child. We're gonna have to charge this child as an adult because this child made an adult decision. See, this is where all this wishy-washy get into these laws, and now this is how these people start thinking all this crazy stuff. They think these adults try to, start thinking all these crazy things in their head. I think you need to clean up the law system. I think some of these laws where a girl, her mother or her father can give her away in the hand of matrimony at 14 years old. This day and time, I think, that should just be off the book. So that's my whole overview of all of this. But I would love for all of y'all to go and read the Martin case that happened in California. Over 200 something witnesses. They end up burning down the school, and then at the end of the day, they found out it was all, and they had physical evidence too, and they found out it was all, you had to come up with your own decision. So we have to be very careful people. The media has never been your friend. Be very careful.
I'm glad that you brought up something that is important. Even though, at first I didn't know where you were going with it, but the fact, I understand what you're talking about with some of these people might be getting this false impression that it's okay because of age laws. I understand what you're going there, but let's welcome AC Star. It's his first time to the panel. Welcome, AC. It's on you.
What's going on, Mahogany? What's up to everybody on the panel?
What's going on, AC?
I'm trying to understand. I understand people, taking an approach that, innocent until proven guilty, things of that nature. And we all want to do that. We all don't want to try people in the court of public opinion. We all want people to have that day in court. That's why the justice system is set up. But I also want to caution people to think about it seems like people are trying to make these rationales outside of the case to say that this may be some probability why, or trying to get people to better understand things. And I think all those things, well, they may have some validity in the overall understanding of pedophilia and young child brides and all that madness that takes place. But at the same time, somebody molesting a 14-year-old girl has nothing to do with marriage laws. That's irrelevant to somebody actually knowingly sexually assaulting someone that's not of age, right? And they knew this person was of age. I don't think marriage consent law is somehow some equivalency, right? To me, that's a false equivalency, because you're saying, if we get the marriage laws intact, things like this wouldn't happen. Predators are predators, right? And most predators aren't seeking to really marry their kids. They're preying, right? And most predators like him, they prey on adult women, soften them up, and then they go for the puppies. Like, they still living in a primitive state of mind, primitive being, right? So they hide behind all the civil things of life and money and things of life and all the trinkets, and then they use those things as the bait to just be the predators that they are. So when we skip past the conversation about a predator, yes, we could talk about one in the justice system to do this and find cases where the person they found this, that, and the third, and the person was found innocent. But I think it's going to be kind of hard if you look at some of the issues that they put in the case with the semen and things of that nature, and the certain physical characteristics and some of the actions that happened on the scene, the witness statements and shit like that. It's hard to parse that. It's hard to parse that and start looking another way or saying, well, we'll just give him his day in court. Yeah, we want that. But when you start looking at the evidence, you're like, wow, this doesn't look good. This doesn't look good at all, right? So when we have these conversations about incidents like this, we can't be ready to make these false equivalencies, what's going around. We got to start dealing with this happens in our community. This takes place in our community. Right? And how do we get the people out of our community who does that? How do we recognize when young women may be going through that and then address that? Like we want to bring all these ancillary ideas and topics into it because we want to avoid that we got predators amongst us, and it's been going on for generations after generations, and we don't want to deal with it. So when we caught up by charismatic guys and charismatic presenters and social media stars and shit like that, and they doing predatory shit in the background, you could just look at how they get down and they track record. So it's no surprise that a motherfucker of terrible character is gonna do something like this. But it's just hard for me to keep hearing all these people who trying to justify it and say this shit about give them time and all this and that. Come on, man. We're talking about a 14-year-old girl. We want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but we're not gonna get a little girl the protection and the benefit of the doubt overall. Like that just
I understand what you're saying, but wait a minute. Since he went on, can I answer him? Since he went on what I was saying, let me answer him, okay?
Okay.
And the first thing, if you had to listen to my complete, what I was saying is, I want the protection of the young lady first, and I want the protection of whoever the accuser is to have a fair trial. That's the only thing I say. Now, if you, and which I know you are AC Star, if you are in America, I got arrested for public disturbance for doing a protest. And when I went to the jail, the first thing they wanted to do is swab my DNA. All right? I questioned it. I questioned it because I'm saying without me having a federal crime, why are they trying to swab my DNA? All right? We act as black people that we the only race we can do one thing at a time. I'm not saying that you shouldn't pay attention to this case. I'm not saying you shouldn't pay attention to what's going on in our community. What I am saying is we can chew gum and walk at the same time. I don't think the things I brought up is because I want you to look at this case in another way. I think I brought up because I'm so goddamn tired of us playing defense. This is what I'm tired of. When we do get these type of stories, let me finish. When we get we do get these type of stories, then all of a sudden we want to be awakened and aware that something we know was going on in our community at any given time. Why not be on offense, proactive? Excuse me. Why not be proactive in all the things that I mentioned, and not saying guilt or innocent? Excuse me. Not saying guilt or innocently has anything to do with this case other than we should be aware of this all the time. I have 5 children and I raised them to be aware of predators. I raised them not to talk to strangers. I raised them in a certain kind of way on excuse me, on their smartphone, how to conduct themselves on their smartphone. So what I'm saying is I'm so tired of us always trying to be on the defensive team and never get to play the offense. So I'm not.
Can I say?
I'm finished.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. We wrapped it. Go ahead.
Both of you all are integral to the solution. The thing is, no one person can fight in every venue. We do need laws, and we do need what AC is saying. Actually, AC actually made me think of a good point. Regardless if she was a child or adult, what he did was still a sexual assault. But regardless, we need people in both arenas. So you both are right. And we need somebody to fight in the courts. And that person one person can't be spread that thin. So both of you are needed and both of you are right. You are just attacking different aspects of the same problem and you're all on the same page.
And let me ask AC one more question before I leave. I'm gonna leave your page. AC, when AC Star, when I look at a 14-year-old, I don't care if you marrying her or she got a boyfriend or whatever. I'm still looking at a 14-year-old. That's the importance when I talk about what I'm talking about. I'm looking at a 14-year-old regardless. If a mother can give it away, a father can give her away, or she just happened to be in the custody of a mother who's in the midst of a grown-ass man, why would you let that girl go with a grown-ass man? This is what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to give nobody no escape or no cheat code. But what I am saying is a 14-year-old is a 14-year-old. If it's not good for that 14-year-old to be given away from her parents, it shouldn't be not good enough for a woman to be given away in the hand. We're not in the 1800s, 1700s anymore, brother. That's what I'm just saying. Let's wipe this shit all the way across the board. Deal with the age.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I still don't see the relevancy in it because marriage laws is one thing, right? But sexual assault is another. Like I don't even see where the equation or the
Because most people who want to get married have always had, already have had sexual contact by the time they get ready to want to get married.
But they're still a predator. They're still sexual.
I understand that, but that's what that marriage gives them, an escape.
OG,
it gives them an escape.
OJ, you asked me a question. OG, can I please answer the question, please? I didn't interrupt.
I consider Elvis Presley a predator, and they still look at him like a king.
I understand what you're saying,
okay.
Big Dog, but
I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm just out of here because I understand people ain't gonna. I'm leaving. I'm leaving, brother. I'm leaving. I'm just out of here because I said what I had to say. I got 22 people I'm taking care of at the house right now that the society have thrown away. This is what I do. I don't get on these channels and use a mouthpiece. I get on these channels because this is what I do every day. I got ex-prostitution. That don't have nothing to do with you. I got ex-prostitution in my house right now who've been molested. So I understand both sides of the street, brother. Now what I'm saying is, these predators out there in our communities, these laws we have in our community, give them some kind of psychological advancement to advance on children. That's my whole point.
Okay. And I appreciate you coming up. Don't be a stranger. You're always welcome over here. Okay. I got your point. That's all. I really do think what Coach just said, that you're just, it's the same thing, but you're dealing with the legal aspects. You're saying get right legally. And I understand what you're saying. So we had a few more people join us. My sister Faith just joined us. You guys, I want you guys to listen, let her talk, and then AC, you can talk some more because you just came up here, and then we're all going to just wrap it on up, okay? So, but I love that you guys are so passionate. Okay, here we go. Sister Faith.
Hey, what's up, Mahogany? What's up, everybody? Thank you for having me on. You know what? I just wanted to say that Black women have been saying for the longest time on these panels that this is what has been happening to us in the communities, and not only just us, but also to little Black boys as well. But more likely, it is happening to little Black girls. And when we said that this was happening, we were told that we were being hateful. We were told that we were spreading lies about Black men, that we were just making it up, and a lot of us were fast. I remember all of this. And now, as all of these predators are coming out, as all of these predators are being outed on YouTube, now I'm wondering who's going to be the first to apologize to Black women for all the times that you told us that we were lying and being untruthful about our experiences in the Black community with rape culture. You guys actually set up here and you told us that you didn't even like the term rape culture, but that's exactly what it is. It's rape culture. And we told you guys that this was happening over and over again, and you all kept saying, well, those are those Black men. But the thing about it is, it's a lot of those Black men in the community, a lot of them. So, who's going to be the first to apologize? That's what I want to know.
And what she's talking about, you guys who like the Hebrewish might not know what you're talking about, but in this space, just the culture of it being okay in our culture for older Black men to kind of go after younger Black girls. And that's what she's talking about. I just want to make that clear. I'm going to hop out of it. I'm going to let you guys say I didn't want to interrupt you, Faith. Go ahead and continue to talk.
Right, exactly. Because see, and it's not just Black men either, because there's a lot of you heifers out here that when I was having my back and forth with y'all was sitting up here condoning the whole thing. Oh, when I was 14, 15, 16, I slept with somebody that was 30. What's wrong with that? You heifers is the problem too. All of you old, ignorant ass heifers that be running around here telling young Black girls that it's okay to sleep with men 20 and 30 years older than them. I got the heat for y'all too, because y'all part of the problem as well. I've seen so many of you old heifers give bad advice to younger generation of Black women, telling them, hey, if the man is giving you money, just keep your mouth shut. I remember one time an old woman told me I talk too much, that I need to be quiet, because if the man was giving me money and taking care of me, oh, well, that's all that matters. you're going to talk yourself out of a blessing. That's what a lot of you old heifers say. But now this stuff is rampant in the community. You got these predatory ass men. They preying on your daughters. This is my daughter in the picture with me. I would kill for this woman, for this young lady right here. I would kill for her. Okay, if anybody ever set their sights on one of mine, they better prepare to die. And see, this is what I don't see in the Black community, even amongst Black women. So, you know, all of you all that set up here and glossed over it because you want to preserve the image of Black men. It was more important to preserve the image of Black men. This is what you get now. This is exactly what you get now. Forget all that preserving the image of anybody. If this is something that's going on, we need to attack it full head on, screw everybody that's with this mess. It's sick, it's sickening, and I'm sick of it in the community. We need to just go ahead and put the car bunch on it right now.
Hey sis, can I say something real quick? Can I say something real quick? Because you said something, and you hit it the nail on the head. It's a culture, and what the other brother was saying, I agree with AC Star Man 100%. It don't, to me, it don't have anything to do with one another. It doesn't. But because they teaching you, they telling people, children, you can divorce your parents, and they telling you at 12 years old, if you want to go take the lollipop, you can. And I'm talking about that thing they want everybody to take. You know what I mean? So your channel will get flagged. But it's a culture, and I'm gonna tell you how it's a culture being taught. The rape culture, right? In our music, right? I don't know if you ever heard of 2 Live Crew. You know, everything now, shake your ass, show me what you're working with. Everything got the young girls bending over. All this is taught. Sex, right? And the dances that we do, right? Oh, that's our culture. No, it's kind of nasty. You know what I mean? So anybody say they don't get turned on with the women dancing like that, then you're a liar. You're a liar. I don't look at young girls, but if I see my son watching something, them women shaking, I say I ain't take a quick look and like, damn, you know what I do. You know, so this stuff is taught to our children, and it's taught to hide it too. Because let me give you another example: a man cheating on his wife or this and the third, he could take that woman to the mother house or to the auntie house, and nobody says anything. Right? Nobody says anything. Everything is secretive. If somebody get killed in the neighborhood, don't be a snitch. You know what I mean? For me, I think the sister's correct and what the brother's correct. We need straight justice. I mean, and the brother said also, you know, you're innocent until proven guilty. That's not true. That's not true. America does not wait till somebody prove themselves innocent before they start dropping bombs. They lock you up and you got to wait for your trial. So you are guilty, and then you have to prove yourself innocent. Semen is enough for me. Over here, what we do, and I'm going to leave, since you're on mine, I'm going to say this real quick. We've been fighting against this for a long time. FOPE, for our people edification. We've been fighting about this for a minute against child pornography, rape, all this. We've been fighting about this, and people in our own community, Israelite community, came against us. And they would try to find, oh, you know, in this state, you could be 15.
How's my lady?
Oh, in this state, you could be 14, right? Here's the thing. I understand what that brother's saying, right? Because they're going to look for that to go try to find them young girls. But the laws, that just because they may raise the age up, if they're attracted to somebody 14, they're going to do it anyway. They're going to do it anyway. And the sister, you're right. Because when I was in my 20s, early 20s, 24, 25, it was girls 16, 15 years old trying to holler. I was like, damn, they was trying to holler, you know? So, and like I said, my father was 25. My mother was 15, right? And if y'all saw my mother at 15, she was built like what somebody would say, Buffy the Body. You wouldn't know. You know what I mean? You just wouldn't know. But he took advantage of that 15-year-old girl, 14-year-old girl, you know? And that's what's going on. Our community, we're taking advantage of, and we're giving people passes. You know, this system has never worked for us. Change the laws? No, we need to change the laws in our own community. Raise our children right, boys and girls, and let people know, hey, if we catch you doing this here, we're going to take this shit in our own hands. because all that no justice, no peace, that shit ain't doing nothing. Marching and walking and talking and voting. I live in Washington, D.C. Marion Barry, he ran for mayor. They locked him up for smoking crack, right? With this woman. He ran for mayor and won. You know what the system did? They removed all his powers and said the people that put him in office didn't know what they were doing. So they took the rights away from the people who they elected into office. So it doesn't matter too much about voting per se. It doesn't matter. Barack Obama, right? Black. Did he do anything for black people? Joe Biden, what is he doing for black people? Right? The police ship, they will keep the peace and protect what they're doing. It's not about the laws, because the laws not for us. We got to be for ourselves and protect ourselves. Stop with that old ancient shit. Let's wait till all the evidence come out. Let's see what it say. They done the same thing with Rodney King. They done the same thing with Trayvon Martin. Wait till all the evidence came in and they was found not freaking guilty. Okay, so we gotta stop letting people judge for us. We gotta judge our own community. The whole shit starts at our front door in your own neighborhood. Thanks for having me on, sister. Most I bless all y'all, man.
You're always welcome. You know that.
Hey,
Sure.
can I just go real quick so I get up out of here? I just
Sure.
want to say this. Like, I mean, for me, it just seemed like we're like when we talk about marriage laws and and 14-year-olds being given away as bride, that ain't in the black culture. I'm not saying molestation and all that is not in the black culture, but that child bride shit is not in the black culture. That's some cultures outside of us. And again, it's another one of those power grabs from black men who feel powerless within this nation, within our culture, within himself, within his social environment, within his relationships, who want the same power that he see men of other cultures have, where they marry young children and they have sex with young children and they're not prosecuted and they're not brought up for charges. It's part of their culture. They want that culture over here. They want that culture within the black community so that they can get that power that they're envious of. And those are the things that we don't look at and talk about. We keep talking about this surface shit, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that why people coming.
AC, you went mute. AC, y'all give him a second. I'm sure he'll come back. He probably don't even realize he's mute. I want to say something, you guys. First of all, thank you all for coming. AC, jump in when you can. So Tony, so let me explain something to you guys. Most of you guys have been over here before, but I am one that gets across many, many sectors of YouTube, okay? And one of the sectors I get into is all types. I'll put it that way. Anywhere from health and fitness to supportive channels, growth channels. And I met Tony through one of those channels. I'm not sure if he meant to come up here, if he wants to get involved in the discussion. Tony, did you want to say something?
I sure do. I do have a channel because I do some good videos for you guys. And I'm great. I just did a boost video for you guys.
Tony, tell them about, just really quick, and then we're going to get back to the topic. I'm going to let you just tell them really quickly. You have a growth stream, but you talk a lot about your, issues that you deal with. Did you want to tell the people what your channel is about?
My channel is about towing vlogs, adventures, and I do good adventure videos like going camping and all the stuff I do. Go cemeteries, always hang out to everybody. And I always do some good videos and do shout outs to you guys and everything I done. So
awesome. Awesome. I'm glad you came up here. I'm gonna exit the screen and we're gonna get back to the topic.
And I got bad news. I've only hit 47 away from my 50.
How many subscribers do you have now, Tony?
47.
Oh, from your 1,000, or how many do you have?
Yes, 47.
Okay, well, we're gonna help you.
47.
We're gonna share your screen, but you also talk about, everybody knows I've shared. I'm very supportive of all types of people. And I don't want to disclose anything you don't want me to disclose. So I'll disclose this about myself. I am a spokesperson for people with autism, and I support a lot of different types of channels, including autism Shout out to DC the Purple Diva. And so you will meet all types of YouTubers over here. And you're welcome here anytime, honey. Did you want to say one more thing before I get to the ladies?
Oh yeah, I want to say one more thing, and I want to say this. I always love all my ladies out there. You know, always support the YouTubers just like you do.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Sorry.
Hold on, let me. No,
Sorry
you're
about
fine.
that. I came off.
All right. Well,
sorry about the ladies. I just want to say this one thing.
Okay.
I love you guys. Thank you all so much for me come up. And God bless you guys. Take care, and please make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell. And please share my videos if you all like.
I will go to you today and I will share your video today. And I just appreciate you coming over. You're gonna come back by, right? You're not gonna be a stranger, right?
No, I'm nice.
Maybe
nice person.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Tony. I'm gonna go ahead and let the ladies.
Bye, guys.
We're gonna wrap it up. But do you
Bye,
ladies
guys.
bye, peace, honey. Thank you.
Peace.
Do you guys want to end it? Like give your closing statements?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to say, you know, I don't have anything or any hatred for Black men as a whole. Now, you know what my channel was about. You know that, you know, I never said I hate all Black men, but I hate the culture of Black men that like to come in and sort of what's the word I'm looking for? They like to just kind of gloss over the problems in the community. That's what I don't like. Now, you know, there are Black men that don't do this, and those are the ones that I have the utmost respect for. But the ones that do, those are the ones that need to be bastardized out of the community. And there's too many of them to count. And see, what it doesn't have to be a law in order for it to be part of the culture, the rape culture that Black women have been describing on this platform for years and years. It don't have to be a law. I know the other brother was sitting up here saying that it's not part of our culture because it's not a law. It's not anything that we have implemented. It doesn't have to be a law because you got Black women accepting it, the elder Black women accepting it. You have the elder Black men accepting it, and then it has trickled down into the young people of the culture who are accepting this dysfunction. And so if it is accepted dysfunction, it does not have to be a law to be part of the culture. So what we have to start doing as a group is we have to stop accepting dysfunction amongst each other, and we have to amongst each other create a culture that is safe for women, children, and young men growing up in the culture. And that's what we haven't done because we got a lot of people in the culture, a lot of older people. We had the baby boomers that messed up the women of their generation, and they reached over and messed up some of the women of Generation X. And then you got some of the men of Generation X that messed up the women of Generation X and the women who are the millennials. And see, these guys don't want to sit up here and admit that they are the ones that are tainting the dating pool. But they'll be the first ones to sit up here and complain that they can't find a woman that ain't got a child. They can't find a woman that don't have a whole lot of bodies on them. But they don't sit up here and ask themselves, I wonder what I did to taint the dating pool myself. A lot of you all are out here pissing in your own dating pool, and then you turn around and complain about the piss. This is what I'm talking about. And I'm sorry to take over your stuff like this.
No, I'm glad, and I'm sure Kosha would have liked, you know, it was a very good channel. I think we
came in at the last minute. I just opened my computer and saw you were live, and I jumped on here.
Oh, I'm glad. Rewind it. It was a good one. When you get time.
I definitely agree with Faith, and I'm glad to have some estrogen up here.
Girl, because these guys, like I said, you know, there are good guys in our community, but it's not enough for you to be a good guy. If you're just a good guy, but you're silent about the things that's going on in this community, your silence is compliance in my eyes. In my eyes, You're sitting up here just because you don't do it, but you're not saying anything. You're accepting it. There will not be any type of peace in the community. Men are the one that make peace in the community. Men are the one that decides whether or not there's going to be safety in the community. If the men get together and they collectively say, it's not my responsibility. I don't care if I see that woman over there getting accosted. I don't care if this child over here got raped. It's not my problem. Then you're the one that set the tone for the environment because you didn't do anything and you didn't say anything. So it, like I said, I reiterate again, it is men that decide whether or not there's going to be safety in the environment that you are in and in your community. And if the men get together and they say, this is okay, it's okay to be with young women, it's okay to go around raping and pillaging and not say anything, then that's what you have done. That's the environment that you have improved. You have approved of that environment as a man. So it don't matter if you call yourself a good man, but it does matter if you speak up when it is warranted, when it matters. If you sit up here and you see things going on in your community and you do nothing, then you're part of the problem too. And that's all I got to say. I'm so sorry, Mahogany, that I missed the beginning portion of it. I wish I was here.
Things, we have lives, but just go back and watch it. I think you'll be happy with it. Everybody over here was awesome. I mean, everybody's entitled. We didn't have like anybody outright blatantly just saying something crazy, because otherwise I can't tolerate with this topic here. It's just, I cannot tolerate just foolishness. So nobody came up here and said anything crazy. We had a little bit of difference of opinions, but I was very happy with what everybody had to say, even though I might have disagreed with some. Koja, what did you think? Tell me your opinion.
I think it was a good panel. I think sometimes when a lot of people talking and stuff, or somebody don't see the beginning of something and they catch the end of it, they may take it out of context, or sometimes just not hear. I think it was a good panel. Even though some people that we had disagreement with, we still were able to come to somewhat of a resolution. And I want to say I really agree with Faith. Silence gives consent. And we have, and a lot of the toxic points that they were talking about is the tone. Like, they're really bad on single mothers and women that dress a certain way. They make the atmosphere and the environment so toxic toward these women for other men, that good men who may be weaker-minded, not to date them, so they can be the predators in that pool of women. They create the conditions so they can be prey on those women. It's like, let me talk so bad about you till you now have no selection of good men. Let me shame all the decent men, so the only thing left here is crap, and then we can just go and pick you off at will. And I agree with both of the men, AC, and I don't know what the other man's name was. I think they were both have good points. And I feel like this, if one work from the top and one work from the bottom, one work from the surface and one work from the deep, they'll meet in the middle and solve the problem. And that's all I want to say. I thank you, Mahogany, for having this. I didn't mean to disrespect your panel. It's just when somebody misstated my words, I be wanting to correct them then, because if I don't say anything, it gives the appearance that that's what I said. So I just was trying to correct my words, and I respect all the opinions and everything.
Let me tell you something. I just want to say this, because we're going to be, if to my understanding, prayerfully, Faith, you two included, we'll all be, me and BMT have been talking, and we're trying to get us all to like move around to each other's channels. So we'll be doing a lot of panels together, and we'll be in the mix a lot. No, you are absolutely okay. Like, I hate an echo chamber. Faith knows that. I hate an echo chamber. I like opinions. And you weren't disrespectful. What I saw happen, I'll go back and watch the replay. You guys in the chat, watch the replay so you can see everything. But what I think happened was just, it was just the interruption. I don't think he was saying anything about what you were saying. I think it was just an interruption. And that's all. And we've all done it. I've done it. And I'm like, let me let the person finish. But you didn't do, child. It's all good, and I'm really happy with it.
Can I say just one more thing too?
Yeah.
Before I leave, and
I'm gonna jump out and let y'all finish. I got to get ready for work.
Okay, peace. Have a good day.
Peace out. There is something going on. History has been made. You know that the Taliban has taken over Afghanistan.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that.
Over. So here's what's going to happen. I really feel bad for those women and children over there because they have made so many strides over there as far as getting a semblance of some sort of equality for those women. You know, they had a long way to go, but they actually came a long way.
Yeah.
And immediately after the Taliban took over, they started spray painting over the women of the pictures, pictures of the women, on the billboards and stuff like that. I feel bad for those women now because they are going to take those women back. They claim that they won't, but I really believe that they will.
I want to say this. Oh, sorry. I want to add on to what you're talking about because I saw that on the news. You should do a show on this. Do a show on this. This would be good. But I don't think what people realize, they think it's just about the hijab or the covering, the burqa. It's more to it than that. It's about not allowing them an education, young girls, about stopping young girls from getting an education, stopping women from actually being able to provide for their families because there's a lot going on socially, the social construct of that country. There's a lot going on. So a man could leave his wife and that woman is still not allowed to provide for her family. And so that they're forced into doing all types of stuff to feed the family. So it's a lot more to it than just burqas and head wraps and covering up. No, they're stopping a lot of progress that those women have made. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, and to the point that I'm trying to make, weak-minded men like to keep women in a position of being helpless so that they can take advantage. That is the reason why you have so many men in the Black community preying on young women that think about it. This girl was 14 years old. Not too long ago, she was 12 and still playing with Barbies. Now she's being forced to give, oral sex. How do you go from playing with Barbies to being forced to give oral sex? Only in the Black community. I'm not just saying only I'm sorry. Let me scratch that. Not only in the Black community, but you understand what I'm saying.
I do.
Rampant in our community, the mindset of some of these men, the way that they look at our girls. And I've even seen it on YouTube where guys, I'm talking about when I was over there on Mr. Fantastic's panel. And it was that DJ, what's his name? The guy that gave those girls AIDS. What's his name?
Oh, Paul. What the heck? I know who you're talking about. The white boy.
They were talking about that over there on Mr. Fantastic's page, and they were blaming the young girls for having sex with this guy. And a lot of them were sitting up there saying, well, when a woman gets her period, she's a woman. And, it's just sick the way that a lot of these men view young Black girls. They don't view them. As soon as you get a little breast, get a little behind, all of a sudden they want to hurry up and make you a sex object. You can't even hardly get the damn Cabbage Patch Kid out of your arm before somebody is trying to put a penis inside of it. It's ridiculous.
You're right. And then what they're said that they're fast. But something my mom always used to say, a girl isn't born a whore. Somebody made her that way. And there's a deeper meaning to that. It's just meaning that somewhere in between her growth period from a child to womanhood, so I understand what you're saying. I'm not going to go down that road, but that's a good point. But they don't see it.
I think we'll do more content, especially about the Taliban situation, because like I said, these men that have zero power, this is what it's going to look like. I'm telling you what it's going to look like when these Black men that say that they want this so-called power. This is why they're going overseas. They're not going overseas and getting regular grown women that have culture to themselves or have a say about themselves. Usually when these guys are going overseas to those poor countries, they're not getting the women that have any type of culture about themselves, any type of say so in what they want to do. They're getting poor women and children. That's what they're doing. They are generally getting with this sector of that population and then coming back here bragging about what they did over there as if they were getting with women that would actually choose them if they had the chance to. These people are poor. These poor people, they will sit up there and pimp out their children. Those women, those prostitutes, they're getting with children and prostitutes over there. This is what they're not coming back over here and telling us. They're not being 100% honest about what they're doing.
Faith, I've kind of brought that up. And this is the thing, as people, especially military people, we know that. We know what a juicy girl is. No, it's not everybody. But my question to them when I hear this, the bragging, the braggadocious about I'm overseas, such and such, there's nothing wrong with that. But are you marrying her? Because otherwise, if you're not marrying her, you're doing what you're doing over here.
There is no way. These guys are going overseas for like a week, maybe a month. How are you falling in love and marrying somebody in a week or a month? Let's just be honest about what they're really doing. In a week or a month, that's a booty call. You're not going over there to meet nobody.
That's what I'm saying. Anybody that kind of falls for that, they're not paying attention. Listen to what they're saying. There's no way, unless they marry them. There are some that will actually bring them back home to wife, but very few in between. Most of the time, that's not what it is. So you're just telling the truth.
Yeah, and let's not pretend that the laws are not more relaxed in those other countries as far as men having sex with children. And that's the reason why they prefer to go over there, because they can get away with what they're doing already over here. Let's just be honest about it. But they come over here, they get online, they talk about the women so much better. Yeah, I would be submissive too if I thought I was going to get some American coin that was going to be the difference between me eating or my family, surviving. That's what's going on over there. And these men are not being honest about it. But I'm sorry, I'm going to jump down. That's all I wanted to say. I wish I had been here earlier.
Well, that's okay. You're welcome here anytime. And I don't know. Also, I've been apologizing all day because I haven't been scrolling up and down. And I didn't know if I accidentally dropped you earlier. But if I did, I apologize. I saw you were down there. So I tried to hop you back up. Did I?
That's fine. No, I'm going to go back and watch the replay because I know that this is going to be awesome. And to anybody just coming in, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. I've already liked it. I'm going to share it. And I'm already subscribed. So the rest of you, if you're not subscribed to Mahogany Roots channel, definitely want to hit the subscribe button because there's going to be a lot of hot stuff coming from this channel here on and in the future.
All of us, we're going to get together. Since you're closing, I want you to close with your own channel and tell the people some information. When are you going live again? And what are you still thinking of the topic?
Well, you know what, Mahogany, I'm kind of on a hiatus, so I just pretty much jump in and out. You know how I do on my channel.
Yeah,
but my channel is basically about balance. The same thing that DMT is doing with the Black Balance Network. And it's basically, not just one side of the conversation as far as Black community is concerned, but we're going to do a holistic conversation about everything and not just pointing fingers, but actually coming up with solutions. That's what my channel's about. That's what Mahogany's channel is about. Yeah. And she pretty much, she rubs elbows and hobnobs with everybody. So everybody loves MJ. Everybody loves her.
Not everybody, but thank you. I love your channel. We can go back and forth. You're one of my favorites. I've already said that. I know I shouldn't say that, but you are. You've been here. I tell the story, but we've been here through O'Shea, through the whole, give me a wrench so they won't block me fiasco. And just so many other things. And I actually first saw you doing your truck driving thing. So I just knew you were something special. Anyway. Thank you for joining, and yes, catch the replay, and we'll be, I'm subscribed, so I'll be looking for you to go live. I really do think that you're onto something with that Afghanistan, with the Taliban thing. That's really a good topic.
Well, definitely, we should all get together, me, you, BMT, and possibly on CK, because he's a military guy as well, and he has done extensive research on the subject. So, I might be hitting your inbox soon. Probably can go ahead and do something on that, but let me go ahead and jump down. It's always an amazing experience being up here on your panel, and I just want to thank you for allowing me up, and peace. I appreciate you.
Peace. Thank you so much. All right, you guys, this has been amazing. Y'all see I done completely sunk down in the sofa. First of all, I want to say thank you all for coming through. Thank you all for and thank you, my special guest, Tony. stick around. I'm going to give you a little message at the end. And I'm so proud of you about all your subscribers. You're going to get there, okay? And I'm going to help you get there if I can in any way. You're amazing. But anyway, I just want to thank you all for coming through. I want to thank you all for supporting me. I want to thank everybody on the panel, and I mean that, each and every one of you. This channel is different, and like what Faith said, I think there's certain sectors that are more, I have to look at my algorithm, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty balanced. I'm pretty half woman, half men. It's not too much of either or. And I try to give both sexes the opportunity to speak, because I'm gonna be honest, y'all. And I got to be honest. And I hate to keep on going back to my military background, but I got to tell you, that's a big part of me. And I'm proud of that. And the fact that I don't look at people's sex. I really don't care about your sex. I care about what's up here and what's in here. I care about what you have to say and, you know, the type of person you are. Sex, I could care less about it. And so very soon I will be uploading a video actually speaking to that, because a lot of this bickering that we have going on in this space, it's no, never mind to me. Because when we turn our computers off, that's not our life. We have to deal with each other. We have to deal with the opposite sex, okay, like it or not. So I just want to say that, and let me see, Koja just said something. In countries where women have access to education, she's right. Koja's right about that. That's true. Something that does not get talked about in this space. I think Faith is definitely onto something. I'll be looking for it from your email about that. We definitely need to talk about that. It's not about the country necessarily being a matriarch or whatever, but there is statistical facts that when girls are educated, when women are allowed to work and earn money, that the overall communities tend to benefit more, a lot more, because women have a tendency to nurture and to give back. Not to say that some men don't, that's not what we're saying, but we definitely don't want a situation like what's going on in Afghanistan, where the Taliban is taking over and young girls aren't given opportunities that they should be, just regular human rights. We don't want to go back to that. I know some of you might think you do, but whoa, be careful what you think, what you ask for. I'm going to end that. Tony Vlogs, I'm proud of you. I will go to your channel and share a video after this. You guys have a good afternoon, okay? And I'll see you guys soon with another video. Peace.